ridiculous because not only was Oprah dressed like stupidly, but everybody was on location dressed as Quakers.
Yeah.
So Richard Gere was dressed as a Quaker, and Jodie Foster had that bonnet on.
Yeah, bonnet.
For the whole interview.
Bonnet. Like someone wants to see Jodie Foster in a bonnet.
Yeah, in one of those pilgrim dresses.
Yeah, and I'm sure Jodie Foster was equally as open about her personal life. Bet Oprah dragged a lot out of her.
They giggled a lot.
Yeah,
well,
they giggled.
I was so glad that they all sat down for that interview.
Yeah.
Learned so much.
We really learned a lot.
Hey, she got more out of The Simpsons, Howard.
Really? How'd she do with them?
She did. She did well with them.
Yeah, she was uninhibited with The Simpsons.
Well, they put her in an episode.
And I'll bet you she was real thin in the cartoon of The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oprah was a fox, like you'd want to bang her. Oprah interviews The Simpsons in cartoon form. Oprah's in cartoon and The Simpsons guy's in cartoon. And Oprah all of a sudden has a body. It's like when Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold put out a cartoon.
Right.
I saw that. Roseanne was absolutely luscious.
Now, if she's so into being fat, why would she draw herself thin?
Yeah, because they ran out of ink. So, I finally got around to watching the tape Robin gave me of Arsenio and Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
That's a cool move they do with the camera. They shoot the audience the whole time Richard Pryor is struggling to get out onto the set. And Richard Pryor has become Mudbone. Richard Pryor used to do a character, an old black guy who's like feeble, incoherent. He was a wino.
He was an old wino, yeah.
Old heroin addict, something like that. He just would...
No, he used to yell at the heroin addicts.
Oh, yeah.
He was a wino.
Y'all gonna get out of here in the neighborhood, because you gonna be in big trouble with Mudbone. And it was like that, you know.
Yeah.
But now Richard Pryor's become that. Because he's got what he calls multiple sclerosis. What he's got, he brought on himself.
Yep.
Trust me on that. And it's pathetic. It really is. At one point, he starts talking about how his daughter, he has he has 1 million daughters, I guess. I don't know. He's talking about some daughter. I know he has a daughter that was a TV star for about 5 minutes.
Right.
Rain Pryor, who he had no relationship with growing up. So now he's talking about some other daughter, and he couldn't remember her name.
Now imagine that. Your dad gets on TV, wants to say happy birthday to you.
She's a little girl.
And he can't remember your name. How is this going to mark a child?
On national TV, he's going, first he didn't want to give the name, and Arsenio was like, cool, okay, I know, for security reasons, you don't want to give the name. That's what I thought he was going at. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, I want to give the name. I just can't think of it.
Oh, baby daddy's forgot your name.
This MS take a chunk of your mind. Not MS, you don't live with the kid. That's the problem.
Yeah, if you can get to meet her, maybe remember her.
Well, it was also one of those really contrived names. It was like Kyalila.
Kelsey or something.
Kelsey, yeah. Yeah, Kelsey. 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 That's a tough one to remember.
It was sad to see a dad not remember his child's name.
Yeah, he was an embarrassment. He should just stay locked up in his house. He really shouldn't perform anywhere. It's, when you get...
And he was trying to tell jokes, he can't get them out.
No, it was sort of like, you know how Imus is on the radio and nobody listens to him anymore? Yeah. It was sort of reminded me, but he hangs on and he keeps showing up for the stupid show with his stupid 3-share, and even Curtis and Lisa beat him.
Yeah.
And he's still running around talking about how great he is. It's sort of like that. When we get like that, we should just get off the radio.
Please, just pack us in ice.
Yeah, because we want people we want people to remember us in our prime.
Yeah.
But you never know when it happens to you. You don't know you're out of it. You don't know you're not hip anymore.
What the worst thing is Arsenio Hall. As bad as Richard is,
Arsenio's worse. No, Asmuccio. Because he's Asmucciing all through the interview.
Oh, man, you're the reason why we work.
He goes, Arsenio is watching this guy completely crumbled up on the floor practically. He goes, brother, you are the reason we are working. Robin and Whoopi and...
And then he said, Sam, who's not with us anymore.
Sam, God bless his soul, who's not with us anymore. Sam Kinison used to beat Asmuccio's ass in at the Comedy Store every night. He used to get the fist fights.
How can you be mentioning Sam?
Sam, my brother, not here with us anymore. Robin, Whoopi, Damon, Keenan, Baluka. Eddie.
You're the reason we work, man.
You're the reason we work. Like Arsenio ever had a career as a stand-up comedian. He was like the worst stand-up comedian.
That kind of stand-up comedian.
Yeah, right. We the reason we working. Arsenio's up there with Eddie and...
Oh, yeah, he's a groundbreaker.
Yeah, you the reading. Asmuccio. Asmucciing through the interview. You're the reason, brother. What could be more embarrassing as Smuchio says that to you?
He was more that character they do of in Living Color.
Yeah.
That night than I had ever seen him.
Richard, you the reason we is all working.
And when Richard couldn't get to a punchline if somebody helped him.
Yeah, it was funny.
And Arsenio is falling out of his chair laughing.
I know. Smuchio. Oh, man. And that stuff on Richard Pryor's chest from when he burned himself up, it's gotten even more.
You got to look at that. I got to look at the tape again.
Yeah, take a look.
I was so flabbergasted by the eyes, the hands.
It's like an alligator crawled onto his chest.
The mouth that wasn't quite working.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. The hair looks good, though. I like, through the interview, Richard Pryor smoking a cigarette, and he can barely unlock his fingers to get the cigarette in.
Oh, I'm telling you, I thought, he's going to burn himself up again right here.
And it's hard to feel bad for a guy because, he still drinks and he still smokes. He says, well, I lift weights. I'm trying so hard to get my health back.
I'm working hard.
He's not a man anymore. He's a science project.
You know what it reminded me of? Remember when we were doing the tribute or the roast?
Yeah.
And we had Richard Pryor in the audience.
The skeleton?
He looks exactly like that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pathetic.
That's, yeah, really. If they want to do an anti-drug commercial,
get Richard in there.
Just use Richard Pryor.
Here's what you become.
This is you on drugs.
Man, you the reason we're working. No, you're not.
We owe you.
We owe you, man. We owe you. All these guys owe each other. Arsenio, you have nothing to do with Richard Pryor. You're not fit to even be in the same room with Richard Pryor.
But I did get the distinct impression that if he could, he would sleep with Richard Pryor.
I swear. I owe you. Okay, now, I owe you so much. Right now, I'm going to take my pants off. I'm going to let you do stuff to me. All right, whatever you want to do for 15 minutes. Because I'm Smuchio. All right, I got to take a break here, Rob. When we come back, I'm going to get to some of the phone calls because there's a lot of people calling us, and they're anxious to speak with us. We'll be back right after these words.
This is Pete Fornatale on 92.3 K-Rock.
Ali goes in there the other day. He's so confused, they just rip his shorts off.
Now stop it.
And they took it from him.
The one thing you cannot make fun of is Muhammad Ali.
Oh, watch me. Decon, Falcon.
He's not confused.
Muhammad Ali goes in there. Hey, Muhammad, we'll give you a Dr. Seuss book if you give us your shorts. Oh, okay. I could comprehend that.
You don't know the man.
Salam alaikum. What is it, Baba Booey? What do I have to get to first? Just give me all the stuff I have to get to.
Baba Booey.
I have a bunch of announcements to make, okay? First of all, the song parody contest. Everyone knows we are going to Los Angeles to celebrate our #1 status in Los Angeles.
That's right. We're having a song parody contest.
We promised you a victory party like you've never seen before. In fact, Andy Bloom over at the radio station in Los Angeles tells me that they are building a huge set for us to appear on.
It's going to be really cool.
It's going to be really
real cool.
Real cool. R-A-I-L. Real cool. It will be real cool. And we're going to have a big set. We're going to come out for the first Monday that we broadcast out of Los Angeles. Various celebrities will be coming on the show just to welcome us into show business.
I appreciate that.
To congratulate us. And then we take to the stage on Tuesday, where we actually go out in front of our minions. And we will, I'm getting sick of that. We will go out in front of all of our fans, and we will celebrate together. And part of the celebration will be, of course, your song parodies about Mark and Boring.
That's right. You can be on that stage.
Yeah. We will gloat. We will laugh in their faces. You know,
and
when
just because of, the time it is, we have expanded the subject matter of the song parodies to freedom of speech issues.
Yeah. That's how we got Alec Baldwin. He's going to appear, too. Hopefully he'll drag along Kim Basinger by her hair, preferably.
It's an anti-FCC rally.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, this is a good way for us to say, hey, screw the FCC. We have a lot of people who love this show. So you'll come out to the rally, and it'll be a rally sort of celebrating Mark and Brian falling apart and, of course, free speech and stuff like that. We'll combine anything we have to.
What else is there?
And if anything happens after that...
the Clinton inaugural party.
Yeah, we'll have it all out there. Whatever there needs to be celebrated, we'll do. So we're looking forward to coming to Los Angeles, but the way that you can get in on this... In fact, we even expanded first prize. Turns out Paul McCartney isn't even going to be playing Tokyo. I guess that got canceled.
It was kind of a joke. We were thinking of playing on you.
Yeah, right. So we decided that since Paul McCartney's doing a world tour, anywhere Paul McCartney's playing, you pick where you want to go, where you want to see him.
And we'll
Anywhere
send you.
between January and July of '93. I know he's playing Australia.
Yeah.
And all over Europe. You can go to any one of those locations.
Yeah, so first prize will be you can pick your location. We'll fly out there. You'll have 6 days. And,
Do they still get to go to the concert?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you can get tickets. No, but this has been upgraded to anywhere in the world from Tokyo, Japan. Because a lot of people said to us, hey, Howard, what if we don't want to go to Tokyo? What if we want to go to Europe or Australia? I said, well, okay, let me look into it.
So now it's expanded.
Okay, so now it's been expanded. And you get the 6 nights first-class hotel accommodations and the tickets to see Paul McCartney and the transportation and the dinner at the Hard Rock Cafe in Tokyo and the sightseeing. Well, not in Tokyo, but...
No, not Tokyo.
Well, wherever you go, you'll get a dinner for crying out loud. So there it is. Did we get any entries?
Yes.
The entries are coming in kind of slow. I guess people are working on
Well,
it.
you know, it always happens that, you know, at the last minute, people get them in.
Yeah,
But they're
but
working on them.
The last minute is this Wednesday at noon.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming. See, there's a whole bag full coming.
You don't have a whole lot of time, but here's some of the entries we've been getting. Which one is this? This is Howard Stern Superstar.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like this one.
All right.
Mark and Brian listeners, I don't understand. Rather hear how Howard Stern gets off with his hand. It is clear that LA doesn't want them around. They'd have managed better just to get out of town. Howard Stern is king and soon he'll reach the whole nation. With Ben Stern making sure that he has
proper modulation.
Mark and Brian suck.
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 Yes, they really blow.
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 Yes, they really blow. Oh, yes, they really blow.
Mark and Brian. Mark and Brian. Two imbeciles, there is no denying. Mark and Brian.
You know what's great about all this? When we came to Los Angeles, Mark and Brian had all of Los Angeles fooled. And I'm talking about the Hollywood community. They were getting TV deals. You remember what a high they were on?
Oh, yeah.
They had something like a...
Don't you remember that every other day, Entertainment Tonight covered a Mark and Brian event?
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that? Entertainment Tonight met with my agent for like over like a 2-day period saying, how do we get involved with Howard now? That's what's great about it. How do we get involved with Howard? I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, because they used to have a lot.
We now
on that
feel
show.
they go. We now feel Howard is important enough to be a part of Entertainment Tonight. And I'm going.
Well, gee, thanks.
Gee, you know. I mean, somebody's got to be right in your backyard for you to notice him.
You remember when we used to hold press conferences here, and we tried to get Entertainment Tonight to come?
Yeah.
They took us as a joke.
Too early.
Too early.
Too early
Too
to get up
early.
for the
Well,
show.
then now you get up early. That's how you get involved. Drag out the blonde Frankenstein out of Connie Selleck's bed and get him over here and let him interview me. The blonde Frankenstein.
I know. You know what? I know he's in his car right now listening.
I know.
he listens.
Frankenstein's brother. That's
Hey, listen, you know what? Life is going too well for him.
and we're here
See,
to keep his feet on
I'll
the
tell you the
ground.
story of the blonde Frankenstein. You see what happened was there was Frankenstein, and then you see Dr. Frankenstein
Yes.
actually developed a second monster, but
Frankenstein.
He made him blonde. He put him on Entertainment Tonight to let him sit next to Mary Hart.
Hello.
Hello, I'm the blonde Frankenstein. Checking in with you. What is this? Goodbye, Mark and Brian? Yeah.
Now in L.A., Howard Stern is #1. So Mark and Brian just went out and bought a gun. They'd like to blow out their brains, but they can't find them, 'cause we're sick and tired of Mark and Brian.
Yeah.
Howard arrived, they were stealing all his words.
They were stealing my bits.
But now we see that both of them are just a couple of turds.
Right on.
They sucked on TV and now on radio they're dying. Howard's crucifying ugly Mark and Brian.
I love it. Even if the government succeeds in getting me off the air and all the stations back out, at least I beat those two idiots. That's great. Great.
So there's only a little bit of time left to get your song parody in?
Yeah, and we haven't gotten a lot, so, you know, we're looking for some big grand prizes, and also, you know, we have other prizes besides the
Sure,
trips.
there are 5 prizes.
That's right,
in
so-
all.
And you have to be 21 to enter. We should say that.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's a drag. Why?
I think it has something to do with the
traveling.
Traveling, yeah.
Okay. Well, all entries must be in by November 11th at noon. So your time is running out. Please get your entries to us on cassette and mail them to 600 Madison Avenue, New York, 10022. You will take part in our big rally when we come out to Los Angeles, November 23rd and 24th, for the big funeral.
Now, people know that anywhere they're listening to us, they can enter.
That's right.
Maybe they think it's only for Los Angeles.
Excellent point, Robin. We'll come back, and we're going to get to the phone calls, and I got to play you a Homosexual Anonymous phone line. It's pretty funny. And
Homosexuals Anonymous.
Yeah, Homosexual Anonymous phone line, and I also have something else that's pretty funny. Oh, CNN did a report on me last night.
Oh, yeah? Oh, with that tape?
Yeah, the one where I'm running through the halls. All right, we'll be back right after these words. This is a guy who, I guess, got a copy of Butt Bongo Fiesta, or he was at the screening. You've seen Butt Bongo Fiesta, haven't you?
Excuse me.
You've seen it?
Howard, yes, loved it. Haven't stopped talking about it since we saw it.
Tell me, just briefly, because I don't know, Maury Povich is waiting to get in. What did you enjoy about it?
There's so many, but one of my favorite was when Robin lifted up her T-shirt.
That's a great one. Great joke.
Great moment.
Yes.
Great moment.
Very funny.
Thank you.
Did you notice the fly on her breast? Did you notice that?
I'll have to go back and check that out.
Go back and look on your videotape and see if you find the fly just flying. That's pretty funny.
Oh, like one of those Somali women.
Well, you have so much stuff smeared on you, like the flies are all over you.
You're giving everything away.
All right.
But it was a great tape. It moved very fast, and
well, that's one of the things we did when I set out to make this tape.
Pacing was key.
Well, yeah. I know this sounds kind of goofy coming from me, but I said, you know what? The thing that when we do our best work is when you have like tons of stuff just barraging you. That's why we go to like the 7 minutes of 3D video where you see the movie and it's a spectacular. Then we go right into the Philadelphia funeral. We go into Jenks's date with Annette. We go right into the lesbian love connection. We go right into the KKK guy. Boom, into Tribute to Vagina. Outrageous videos. It just keeps firing at you. Keeps coming at you, man. Endless material.
Yes, I learned an awful lot, too, in the Tribute to Vagina.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps talking about the Tribute to Vagina, and you remember that almost didn't make it into the tape?
Yeah, what happened was everyone was saying we had too much material, and I insisted that it be in there. And Robin, you were very insistent.
I was the one. I kept saying, you really cutting out Tribute to Vagina?
I know, you have to have it.
Yeah.
You know what it was? On the TV show, I had to water everything down, so I did like Tribute to Breasts and stuff. The Tribute to Vagina was the original idea. And now we had the money to do it right.
That was brilliant.
And I don't think on TV we could have played Pick Your Wife's Vagina.
We could never have done that.
Right. Wasn't that amazing, that game?
Oh, it was great.
Have you played that with your wife yet?
Oh, as soon as I got home, we...
How do you get 2 other contestants? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's the tough part. Yeah, you need me to arrange that. What'd you think of Butt Bongo itself?
Well, as soon as I got home, I was at the screening.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got home, she was sleeping, and I just went into a Spanish thing and went nuts on her butt.
There you go.
She loved it.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. We've gotten so much positive feedback. Get it now. The only reason I say it is because there's going to be a huge Christmas rush, and this is the time to get it. Our phone lines are open. 1-800-52-STERN, $34.95. You must be 18 or older to order. Brought to you by Infinity and me, and so much for that, okay?
Okay.
All right,
man.
Thank you, dude.
Hey, take care.
Oh, I certainly will.
I love you guys.
Oh, I love you. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Loves me.
Very nice.
Speaking of love, let's bring some love into the room with the very popular Maury Povich.
Yes.
Married to the very popular Connie Chung, which is what I still think he's best known for.
Mr. Connie Chung?
Let's bring in Mr. Connie Chung. Connie?
Got him riled already.
Mr. Connie Chung here with us. How are you, Connie? Let me just call you Connie. Let me just call you Mr. Connie Chung.
You haven't changed your shirt.
No, every time you come in, I just happen to be wearing this shirt.
It's this Maury shirt.
Good to see you, my man.
Hey, good to
nice
see you.
Nice to see you. Congratulations on the video.
Thank you, Mr. Chung. Let me ask you something. You're married to an Oriental woman, right? Yeah.
You've noticed.
Okay. Do you eat your breakfast with sticks?
Oh, stop it.
Right. You know, Maury's ego is so blown out of control. You know, he's happy, he's now famous and everything.
Yeah.
He's married to Connie, and things went pretty miserably for him in the beginning of his career.
Wait a minute. When we did the video, we were at Maury's studio.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, well, that's
I
what I'm
heard
getting
that.
to. This is what I'm getting
and
to.
My office still stinks. What happened? What did you have, an elephant?
His ego is so out of control. You got to hear this story. So, things went pretty miserably for Maury at the beginning of his career. He was like a real loser.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they'd hire him as an anchor man, and then like they'd fire him.
Right.
He bounced from
like you,
station
Howard.
to
Just
station
like
to
you.
Yeah, but I was successful, and I would move to better jobs.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
They threw you out of Washington?
But I had
No,
they didn't.
no.
I signed a contract with NBC in New York.
Oh, is that what happened?
And that's why
not
they
the
got rid of
story they tell.
Of course
down
not.
there.
Well, that's because your filthy program, Current Affair, probably got it all wrong. So anyway, Maury.
Yeah.
So, things went really badly for Maury. And then finally...
I married Chung and got lucky.
And you had a bad marriage and everything else.
I didn't have a bad marriage. It just ended after
It
a
just
long time.
lasted too long for Maury.
Yeah, it interfered with his dating. It wasn't a bad marriage. The time it lasted was fine. It wasn't a bad marriage.
No,
it was a
it wasn't.
horrible
No, it
marriage.
was not.
Of course it was. But you were desperate for
for
celebrityhood and
for
fame.
Fame.
And you were desperate for a real foxy, famous lady like Connie.
No, I wasn't.
How'd your first wife compare to Connie?
Completely different.
White woman?
Yes.
Regular white woman?
Tall.
Tall?
Very tall.
Blonde?
No, brunette.
I'm sure she wouldn't win a beauty contest compared to Connie. I think Connie would come in first place. True?
A different look. She looked more like a young Lauren Bacall.
Oh, a little bit harder to get a woman when you're not famous, isn't it? Sure. Okay, so anyway,
Yeah.
let's face it, it's much more enjoyable being married to a famous celebrity woman.
It's not more.
Where people stare at you. There's a certain ego involved here.
Who's
What
that with
ego?
Connie?
First couple of years of my
Oh,
marriage, I had to
Maury.
walk 3 steps behind her.
No, you didn't. But you know what it was? You thought you were going to be a loser. So when you married Connie, you said, hey, listen, worst comes to worst, she can support me.
And
know what I mean?
don't worry, Connie, I'll just stay here in the background.
She gave you financial freedom to go do a lot of stuff. Be honest.
I want to go back to talk about the elephants in my studio.
All right, let me get back to that.
No,
So,
well, yeah, are you going to mention?
yes.
Okay.
So Maury is so full of himself now that he has his own talk show.
Yeah.
And he's successful to a degree. Not more
Wait
successful
a
than
second.
Connie.
What's wrong with what do you mean to a degree?
Well, you haven't broken
Does she have
through.
her own show?
Well, yeah, you did beat
Come to
her.
think of it, she is going to have her own show. She's
Yes,
going
she
back
is.
on the
That's
air.
right.
There you go. What, you get a new hairdo?
No.
That's a new hairstyle.
No, it
not.
isn't.
Oh, you got nice hair.
He does. He's always had nice hair, Howard. You can't take that away.
Maury's got nice hair.
But
It smells a lot better. You quit smoking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
did you?
You mean you can tell?
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah. I smell the soap on you. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
smell
like I'm wearing the patch, And the guy asked me, well, how you doing on the patch? I said, I'm doing terrific. I'm up to 4 patches a day.
Right. There you go. He smokes them. He smokes the
He
patch.
rolls them.
That's right. So,
But go on. No, he has beaten Connie in money earning.
oh, has he?
Yeah, I
How do
think
you
with-
know this,
I
Robin?
know everything. I know everything about
I'm
you.
not too
Yeah,
sure. I haven't counted.
Robin's a real groupie. Well, you're
I
saying,
follow you.
Well, in the syndicated show, what do you get? A piece of the action?
Wait,
I
Mopo
am a 50
Productions.
I'm a
Come on.
Mopo Productions.
I'm a 50% owner, but we haven't figured out of what. When those movie companies start going with the ledger,
Right. How many
it's
audits?
The Art Buchwald situation.
How many audits have you done on them?
I have, believe it or not,
I'm sure you've done a lot. I'm
you
still,
know about that end of the
I'm
business.
still auditing Channel 9. I haven't seen a dime.
It's great. You haven't made any money in profit, right?
Right.
And yet you're spending tens of thousands of dollars
On
hiring,
audits.
hiring these guys.
Yeah, and your agent keeps telling you, you got to do this stuff. You got to go in and audit.
So the only person who's made money so far are the accountants.
No, you've made money. They've had to pay you some money. I mean, the show's been on the air for a
of
while.
course, I've done-
But you have a feeling it's making a lot more money than they're saying, right?
I'm not saying a thing,
You
Howard.
always have that feeling.
I'm not saying a thing.
But, hey, is it a drag eating at Chinese restaurants with Connie?
Now, look,
Because you can't goof on the waiters. You know what I mean? It's like our people. All right, anyway, where were we? So, okay. So, we're shooting our new video, and it just so happens, I had no idea. Up until about 5 minutes ago when Gary told me the story, I had no idea that Maury shot his show where I shot the video.
You're kidding.
No, had no idea.
You had
So,
no idea?
How would I know?
You didn't see all the pictures of Maury and everybody who's been on the show
see the
hanging
big-
all over the wall?
You know me, I'm oblivious. I go,
Oh, my God.
You didn't
If
see
it
the
ain't-
big flag?
if it isn't pictures of me, I'm not
You
looking.
don't look.
So,
Maury's with everyone. He has huge blow-ups
Yeah.
of him with everyone who's been on the show.
yeah, meanwhile, they take Maury's picture and they glue it next to somebody. So then,
One of your old buddies, Tula. There's a big picture of me and Tula.
yeah.
He and Jaja.
Right.
There's a picture of Maury with his hand up Tula's dress, trying to check out to see what that's all about. I saw that show when you had Tula on.
You did?
Maury's like, I don't know.
I was nervous.
I'm nervous.
I don't
I'm
understand.
attracted.
You seem
I'm
to be-
nervous.
you seem to be much more comfortable with her than
Oh
I do.
yeah,
I mean, what? I mean, how? Why?
because she's
Why
a
are you
fox.
uncomfortable?
Because I don't know who she is.
She used to be a
I don't
guy.
know what she is.
You know who Jaja is?
He's comfortable with Zsa Zsa. He was the whole time he interviewed Tula. He couldn't get past this. He kept every minute in the audience. This was really one of your worst moments on television. You've had better moments.
I thought it was a good
No,
moment.
you
I
go
mean, I
like
showed
this.
my embarrassment.
I don't know.
I just don't.
I don't know what to make of it. Like, who cares? Why does he have to make anything of it?
After 20 minutes,
You're
I
not going to
figured
sleep with it.
I figured it out.
You're not
gonna
I
sleep
finally
with it.
figured it out when I looked down finally and saw that she was wearing a size 12 boot.
You know what disturbs you about it? I'm going to be honest. It wasn't one of your worst moments. You're right. I'll tell you what disturbed you about it.
What?
You're looking at this guy.
Yeah.
And you're going, wait a second.
That's right.
I like him.
This is really, I'm really attracted. Now, there's no way you shouldn't be attracted. You're attracted that it's a woman and it's a beautiful woman because I had him here. I had his pants off. I had him down to panties.
Didn't you spank him?
And I had his top off. And that's a set of jugs like you never saw.
You're kidding.
And then all of a
had all
sudden,
that?
he grabbed my my most intimate of areas. He he reached out and grabbed it.
Before a few weeks ago, could you have said another word there?
No.
Well, let me just tell you something. Oh, no. I could, you have to be careful even still. I haven't changed.
I just want you to know that I have brought a lot of money here. So that if you go over the edge, I got $105,000 on the table. We'll pay it, and we'll just keep talking.
I would never pay. I would never pay any fine, Maury. Never. But anyway, the reason you felt uncomfortable was all of a sudden you say, "Hey, wait a second. I would consider doing it with this
Just
guy."
imagine that I was in a bar.
Yeah.
And nobody told me.
Yeah, but I would have no problem, except what the hell must be doing down there? Because medical science cannot create a vagina. There is just no way. It must be a mess. It must be like being with a rubber doll. Because what must be that? First of all, it can't clean itself. You know what I mean? So after a guy's there.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm saying?
Howard, what are you doing?
Oh, Howard, what do you mean?
I mean,
what are you talking about? I'm discussing it with
really
you. Will you stop being a baby? How old are you?
Much older than
Aren't you in your 50s?
Yes.
So I just said.
But wait a second.
What,
I mean,
you can't handle adult discussion?
Are you thinking about it that far till you get to what's down there?
First of all, seriously, you've been with women on your time. I know that.
Yes.
God didn't even do a good job with how that looked.
Hey, I beg your pardon.
So
it's the worst.
So it is the worst. You're right.
Like God did an excellent job on you guys.
How can you be number one in all these cities? Do women listen to you?
Yes, we have a big amount of women listening.
I can't believe that.
Let me tell you something.
You must have every male because there can't be one woman out there listening.
Men are beautiful there, of course.
I'm not saying what men have is beautiful, but it's a lot more attractive than what women have. Now, you can
on.
imagine God screwed that up. Even though it feels great, it looks bad. I got to tell you something. Can you imagine what Tula has doing there in terms of just cleaning herself?
What about the boyfriend? He's the one who has to...
well, the husband now.
Please.
Oh, it's the husband now.
Husband. She got married. I mean, God knows. So I said to her, hey, pull down your pants. Let me see with your panties. Let me check out what's doing there. I'll get a flashlight and I'll take a look. And I'll tell the audience what's doing. Oh, no, she goes. Oh, no, I can't do that. I said, listen. That's the only way. I'm all man. You let me take a look at that, and I'll tell you what's doing down there.
And you did this?
No.
She wouldn't pull off her panties, the bitch. I said, you're another guy. What's the big deal?
She took off her top?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. That's not sex when you get that Tula. That's a field trip. I'm telling you, that's a scientific field trip.
The two of you.
Yeah.
Now, if you were, let's say...
on an island.
No, not on an island.
Oh, all right.
Just out on a date.
Go ahead.
From the waist up, she's just like any other woman.
I'd bang Tula.
You would?
Yeah, I think I would. And I'm no homo. I'm telling you right now. I think I'd do it.
She is good looking. That's why I felt so embarrassed. I mean,
maybe you're a homo.
maybe there's some problem there, Mopo.
Maury, Mopo Productions. Mopo sounds a lot like homo. I'm telling you, you might be homosexual, Maury. He's turning red. You know, first you couldn't get Connie pregnant, and now you're attracted to Tula.
Oh gosh.
Mopo Homo Productions. Mopo. How'd you come up with that name, Mopo? Maury Povich, Mopo.
Well, actually, it's a story out of years ago. I was a reporter in Chicago, and we all went out on stories. Used to have this big map kind of.
No,
thing.
here's what happened.
Oh,
you were a reporter in Chicago, and you said, "Oh God, if only I could be not nameless and faceless. I could have my own production company." And then when your agent came to you and said, "You got to set up your own production company," you went, "Mopo, Mopo Productions."
I like Mopo Productions.
You better change the name of that.
I love
And then what is
Mopo
that insignia at the end of the Maury Povich
I'm
show?
a golfer.
A golf club with a T and a.
No,
talk about vanity. Square box with a golf club.
Talking about vanity. Vanity is on my show today.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Is she the one that's born again now?
Now, yeah.
What do you? That's good. I'll watch that.
Okay. She's on today.
What are you going to do for Sweeps Month? Now, Sweeps is. Let me explain to you.
Here it is.
This is
I'm telling you, I'm putting Vanity and Jennifer O'Neill And
Jennifer
they're
O'Neill, the one who shot herself in the stomach?
Yes.
Are you going to ask her about that?
preaching the gospel of God.
Jennifer O'Neill?
Yeah.
Now she's preaching
Born
too?
again. Born again. Both
Whoa,
of them.
I didn't know
Both
that.
of them.
Really?
Yeah. So you'll watch.
She's going to be on Mopo Productions today? Wow. You know what Mopo means in Japanese? Use wife's money to promote your own career. That's it. Mopo.
Hey,
All right, let me get this straight.
Get it straight. She's
Today-
Chinese. There's a big difference.
Yeah, like, oh, sure. Yeah, there's some
There
difference.
is
One
a
lives in
big
China, one lives in Japan. You can't tell the difference after. Is she Chinese?
Yes.
That's even better. They're
3
more
o'clock on
subservient.
Channel 4
You break their
in
feet and
New
bind them.
York.
All right, wait. Channel 4 in New York.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock today.
1 o'clock, Channel 9 in L.A.
Vanity's the one who went around with...
She was with Prince.
With Prince. Am I right, Maury?
Oh, yeah.
96.
She was the protege. She was into all that. Drugs, alcohol, rock and roll.
And now she's born again. So what does she wear on the
She's
show?
got a Bible attached to her right hand.
And what does she wear on the show?
No, she's very sedate.
She's covered?
Yeah.
Ugh. Couldn't you get her to strip down a little?
But I want to tell you something.
Hot body.
Forget about Tula.
Yeah.
What a beautiful face.
Really?
I mean, gorgeous.
This is Maury trying to act like a real man.
Yeah.
No.
Now that he's blown it with
Now
Tula.
now that he admitted he's
Cover
homosexual.
off of his homosexuality.
I didn't realize you were gay.
Channel 2 in Chicago, 9 o'clock this morning.
All right, go ahead. Promote your times. Go ahead.
Cleveland.
You put up with enough crap. You should be able to do this.
Channel 3 in Cleveland, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Channel 4 in Dallas, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Channel 10 in Albany, 9
Yeah.
o'clock this morning. And Channel 4 in my hometown, Washington, D.C. at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
So let me tell you about Maury's ego. So I'm filming this Butt Bongo Fiesta thing in his studio, which I had no idea.
Ego? I wasn't even there.
He starts running around the studio, I heard. He goes, I got to get out of here. Howard Stern's going to come in with his camera crew. They're all going to be after me. Maury?
no.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it?
No way.
Come on, admit it. And Maury goes running out of there.
All right.
It was
okay.
true.
So what?
So, we had no plan to go see
Nobody
Maury.
wanted to see Maury. We just wanted you out of the dressing room.
Nobody wanted you. Nobody was looking for you. We had enough going on. We didn't need you. That's for sure.
You are going to L.A. and have song parodies
And funerals.
and funeral. Where, in
Don't you love
Hollywood
it?
Bowl or somewhere?
It's great to be. You've never really won in the ratings, have you, in your career?
Wait a second.
Well,
So-
Current
New
Affair
York-
was pretty hot.
What are you talking about? Current
Is Current Affair doing better without you, or
a third worse in the ratings.
a third worse?
Yeah, but they
The
won't-
woman
they
who
won't
does it,
admit that.
the woman who does it is absolutely horrible.
Maureen
I
O'Boyle?
can't talk.
Can't stand
She's
it.
all right. I mean, she's okay.
When you watch
But
Current,
it's changed. The whole thing has changed. Too many of the shows, the competition, they kind of bleed through each other. I mean, you can't tell one from another anymore.
are you saying that A Current Affair has gotten raunchier?
No, I'm saying that with the competition, they put stories on that aren't finished, aren't funny, have no sense of humor, have no heart. They don't care about anything. They rush to judgment, put a show on when they only have half the story.
And yet you're
because
the
they
guy
have
who
to
started all that.
But we finished them off. We had a lot of fun. Because Inside Edition and Hard Copy are around, everybody rushes to get the first 1/5 of the story on the air.
See, now you sound like a bitter homosexual. You really do. That's it. All right, look, Maury, what we're going to do
We had
is,
a lot more fun
what we're going to
when we
do
were
is, let me take a break. I'm
Yes,
going
you
to when
can
I
do
come back,
anything you want.
when I come back, I got a few more
Sure,
minutes with
show.
you. I'm
Yeah.
going to ask you more Chinese questions.
No, you're not.
All right, we'll get off that.
No,
and
you're
then I'm
not.
going to repeat the times that your TV show is on
You
in the
don't
various
have to do
markets.
that. I'm real. Okay.
Well, that keeps you here through the commercials, so I can make more fun of you when I get back. And Maury's always a good sport. You don't see Donahue in here, do you? Is Donahue your hero?
No,
you
but-
idolize him?
No, but we did a big.
You were at the 25th anniversary
and we all
celebration.
did a sketch. We can talk about that. How about 8 talk show hosts doing a skit?
You
for
went to a
national
celebration for Donahue.
Yes.
Where you celebrated his career.
25th anniversary.
And you, who else was
Meanwhile,
there?
I've been doing talk
Everyone
shows
was there.
longer than he
Oprah,
has.
from Oprah to Montel, they were all there.
Is Oprah the biggest and fattest talk show host you've ever seen?
Not according to the guy who draws The Simpsons.
Wow. Yeah, did you see that? Yeah, she was a regular svelte talk show host.
I think she made some kind of a deal with them.
Actually, she's terrific.
And after a few drinks at the Donahue party, did you accidentally call your wife Yoko or anything like that? You did?
No.
There was a rumor about
No,
that.
sir.
All right.
Were you the one going around saying, "Where's Marlo"?
Well, I think a lot of people were.
What do you mean?
Marlo wasn't
She was
there.
not. She was a no-show at his anniversary.
Marlo Thomas was not there.
No.
You know, it's funny. Donahue called me after this FCC stuff goes. He says,
We
"Oh,
did?
would you do an hour on my show?"
Wait a minute. We got to get into that. You got to come on my show. You gave me a promise. And
No, hold
the next
it, hold
thing
it,
I know,
hold
He's not
you're
going on
Letterman.
any show.
I'm not going on any show. I'll
Yes,
get
you
nervous.
are.
He called me. I don't
Yes,
have
you
a
are.
hard on to go
I
on
know
any
how
of
to
your
bribe
shows.
you.
I said to
There's
myself,
a certain pair of leather pants
I said to my agent, you call back. That's right. You call back Donahue. I told my agent, you call back Donahue. You say, when I can see Marlo Thomas and Phil on my show with that guy Desmond Atoll who wrote the book about it.
Oh, is that right?
I said, that's when I'll appear on his show. You think I'm going to go up there while he has the old biddies in his audience yell at me about what a disgusting jerk I am? I'm an entertainer.
But I got young people in my audience.
Yeah. First of all, you got the blackest audience I ever saw. You don't even get any white people in your audience. What is going on in all the talk shows, Robin? There's no longer any white audience.
You
Wait
know
a
when
second.
people
That's
first,
wrong.
last
That's
hired,
wrong.
first fired.
That's
Who's
wrong.
got the time? The unemployed.
There you go. You
We
got
don't
unemployed
sit there.
black people. You got toothless black women in the audience. Howard Stern, you
are
bad
so-
man. Now, what did you do with black
You are so messed up on sex. You think we got a counter there? How many black? How many white? What are you
Get a
kidding
few
me?
white people in the audience.
Oh, come on.
I haven't noticed that.
We
about
have
his
everybody.
Yeah?
Show. Really? You think his audience is very black?
It's a very
Oh, please.
egalitarian.
Well, blacks are the
audience.
best talk show audiences because they get the most. And Maury's denying it now on the air. But
I
you
am denying.
Don't tell me that you don't love when you have black people in the audience and they go wild because they get wild in the audience. They're like, Oprah, let me tell you something. That man, Maury, that is a bad man. That is a bad man.
They need to get a life.
Robin,
She need a bad life. She
Robin,
need to get a
how can
life.
you listen to this, Robin? Jump
Well,
on
because
it.
Well,
it's
come on. We
true.
do see those people on
Come
TV.
on.
That's
well, of
true.
course, but what kind of phobia do you have if you're sitting there counting black people in the audience?
Hey, I have to do
Well,
that's
ask
my
him
job.
that.
That's my job. So listen to this. Maury goes to the Donahue party, gets drunk, and leaves with Yoko because he thought it was
Just
Connie
picked up an
Chung.
Oriental
I didn't
Yeah,
woman.
you
know.
didn't
Yoko
know.
wasn't there, was she? I never saw Yoko
I don't
there.
know. So,
Tell you, there's a difference between Chinese and Japanese.
Is there
gotta
really?
get
You
it
can
through
tell
your
the
head.
difference?
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you have to turn them sideways to tell. So anyway, Maury
I'm
tells me
giving you
this
too
stuff.
many lines. Break for commercials.
All right, we're going to take a break. What were we talking about? I want to get back to.
Oh, God.
I only have
It was
36 more
the-
minutes. I don't know.
What?
I don't even remember. We were talking about Phil Donahue and the anniversary party, Marlo.
Yeah. No, there was something before that.
Yeah, what was it?
Certain pair of black leather pants that is going to entice you to come on my
Nah,
show.
you don't want me coming on.
Yes, I do.
You only want me on because Donahue
I want to
called.
tell you something. You can fly through the air on MTV showing your butt, but you
I don't
can't
want.
come on
Let me
my
tell you,
show.
let me explain something to you. I'm not interested in getting on a show and defending myself to old biddies. And you know what? And then you got to get some
How about
idiot.
with all the supporters you would have?
No. You know what? I'm not interested. I do enough TV. Please, I just did Joan Rivers' show. She's a big yenta.
You did Joan Rivers, and
Yeah,
you
for the
didn't
whole
do
hour.
my show?
Yeah, but it's a different kind of show.
Well, no, wait a second.
Yeah.
How could you do that? How could
Although
you do that?
I got into an argument with the old biddies in her audience. I
That's
started
true.
yelling at
That's
them.
true.
It was pretty good television. I can't do it, Maury.
Well,
I
the
can't be
whole
that
point,
exposed.
Maury, is you're going to sit there and try to take him apart. He doesn't feel
Joan
like
Rivers
being
does
examined.
1/3 of the rating I do.
Yeah, but you got to understand something. Joan Rivers does a different kind of show than you do. You got to sit up there and go, Howard Stern, is he bad or is he good?
Now,
Is it?
Howard,
No, that's
come on.
Phil Hartman.
When
That's
you
not-
say
Yeah.
when you say that women's private parts don't look good,
What are you saying about
what are you saying about women?
I don't have to work today.
Fred, you do a
Come
good
on
Maury
now,
Povich.
guys.
What are you saying?
What do you say about women with their private parts?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's just wrong.
I'm sorry, that's just wrong.
I can't support that.
Where's Connie?
What do you think in the audience?
We'll be back after this commercial message.
It's Black Party Thursday.
Do you prefer Povich or Povich?
Povich.
Povich, not Povich.
So it rhymes with Mopo. Mo Povich.
Mo Povich.
Some people call me Mo, and some people call me Po.
All right. Well, after your Tula story, we call you Mo. All right. Let me have your list of your times of when you're on, and I'll do that. The Maury Povich Show.
You do it much better than I do, Howard.
This is sweeps month, so Maury's going to
Alec
have a lot of.
Baldwin is going to show up in L.A.
Yep.
supporting you.
And I hope you and Connie do also.
But you don't even tell me when you're going.
We're going the 23rd and the 24th.
Right in the middle of sweeps.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go out there?
Well, send Connie.
She might go.
I watched Connie on the election night coverage.
It was great, wasn't she?
She looked really good, man. She's
Yeah.
in her 40s, and you stick with her, man. She's keeping herself young. Orientals age so well. They really do, Robin. You can never tell their age.
Does he have
She could be
a
30.
fixation
She
or
could be
what?
40. She could be, who even knows? But she looked really cute.
Ageless.
Although I wish she wouldn't bob her hair so much to look like a white woman. She should just keep it straight.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's natural.
Is that natural, that bob?
Yeah,
That,
What do you mean natural?
That's
What
not
are you talking
natural.
about?
That's not natural.
I see it all the time. I consider that natural.
She looks good when she wakes up in the morning?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And different.
Can she open her eyes?
Oh, Robin. Robin.
Somebody made me say that.
Does
Go,
she
go back to counting my audience, Robin.
does she bow a lot? around the house.
You are so bad.
More
And
song.
Because, sometimes I watch her on TV, she looks sleepy anyway. That's
No,
what
she doesn't.
I say, all right.
No,
Well,
she doesn't, and you know that.
I know. She looks really good.
Ah, we're only teasing.
She work out.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, she. I think like everybody else.
You ever see her in exercise
hits and
clothes?
starts. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Well, what are you? Those little tight leotards or something, or whatever they wear.
What does she wear? Like a leotard with the thong over it?
Thong.
Yeah, like it has a leotard and a thong.
Oh yes.
Yeah. She has.
Well,
that.
there's what are those stock or those nets or what? Help me out here, Robin.
She's in a net? What are you talking about?
What do you
Leggings?
Put? Leggings, and then you put
Tights or something?
tights. That's
Yeah.
it. Oh.
Tights, and then she puts over that like a Superwoman outfit, like a
Right.
Yeah, right. Oh, that must look great. She wears a bra when she exercises.
I don't know.
You really don't know? I know that about my wife. She wears.
Why would you know that?
My wife wears sports bras.
Do you watch her exercise?
My wife, no, but I watch what she wears. She wears a sports bra.
What
which
is
the
that?
most? It's like a huge harness because her breasts hurt. Meanwhile, she hardly moves herself, and her breasts hurt when she exercises. So, of
Your
course,
wife's in constant pain, Howard.
the knees, the breasts. Does your
I
wife's
can't
breasts
imagine
hurt?
you not watching your wife exercise if you know all this about her.
Does your wife's breasts hurt? My wife, all the time, she's always like, my breasts hurt. They hurt all the time. Is that
Usually you-
natural, Robin?
I don't know. This woman's in more pain. I don't understand.
Usually you're pregnant when that happens.
No, but even when she's not pregnant, my
She's
wife.
always complaining.
By the way, my wife is, of course, pregnant. No problem. there.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't
you
know
hadn't
that.
heard?
3 months from now, I'll
The
be having.
last time you were here, he couldn't tell you because she had sworn him to secrecy.
Oh, I didn't tell you that?
Oh no, I think you told me you were trying, and then you were.
Yeah, but
saying-
I wasn't trying. I couldn't tell you. My wife
Yeah,
wouldn't
she
let
was
me
already
tell you.
pregnant then.
Oh, yeah. I got it done. You know what? I got it done in a month, Maury. I'm not like you.
Why are you smiling?
And my wife didn't have to take off from work for me to get her
work?
pregnant.
She doesn't work.
Whatever it is she does. Oh, yeah, I got her pregnant. No
But
problem.
wait a second. Didn't you tell me that you didn't want any more, but she did, or was it the other way around?
Well, I said to her, whatever she wants. I said, I can live with just having 2 more kids, or it's not like I have, the Stern dynasty, must continue.
do you have the same boy and girl, or 2 boys?
I have 2 girls, and I'm having another girl.
Oh, you're like me. I have 2 girls.
Yeah, I'm having a 3rd girl.
And nobody realizes that we don't care about having boys, right?
No,
We
I don't
just
care at
don't
all.
Care.
No, we don't care at all. Even though we chop our wives' head, even though you divorced your first wife after she couldn't give you a
He's
son.
like Henry VIII over
Yeah,
there.
right.
No son, out of here.
And that's why he's stuck with his wife. No, I don't care about having a boy. I really don't. I think I'm a good father to daughters because I'm such a sensitive male, and I think I'm a very, very good father to daughters. And
I really don't think you'd be a good father to a boy.
I don't either.
Oh,
Because
I really
talk
don't.
about competition.
first of all,
right?
I'd be
That
embarrassed.
poor kid.
Right.
That poor kid.
First of all, I'd be embarrassed when he saw my penis
Why?
because it's so small, and then I have to teach him how to
You're
urinate
a tall
standing
guy
up.
with a.
One of the things, like my grandfather, when I was a little boy, to teach you to go to the bathroom standing up, you would you would show your kid. I would never show my father. I mean, I would never show anybody my genitals, not
Your
even my
kid
son.
wouldn't be able to learn from you.
No. And if my kid ever saw my genitals and started, because I have genitals like a baby.
And your kid started to laugh at you.
Yeah, I don't want my kid laughing at me.
This is one of his redeeming qualities. You know
What?
that?
What?
The fact that a man can talk about how small he is.
Why, are you big?
Huh?
Are you big?
I
I bet you are, man. You got a pretty deep voice.
Oh, wait a second. So do you.
No, I bet you're pretty big.
Somebody always told me it was hands that.
Yeah, look at my hands. They're huge. And that makes my penis look even smaller. Oh, such a drag. It really is. It's so embarrassing. I can't go to a gym. I can't go to a locker room. I can't stand up in front of people naked. Because I'd show you mine if it was big. I'd show it to everybody.
But you're able to
It's so
talk about it
embarrassing.
when it's not.
I go to the doctor. I went to a doctor because I had remember I had that rash on my leg?
Yeah.
So the guy, remember when I had the anal fissure
Right.
problem again?
Or that groin pull.
The groin pull? I had a groin pull. I knew it was from exercising.
Got
I
a
knew
whole
it-
new video in this.
I knew it would go away, but they told me go to the doctor. I had to lay on a table naked. And when you lay on a table naked and the guy's looking at you and there's nothing there, and I'm nervous and everything's sort of tucked back in, and I look like and he goes, I have to do a sonogram of your testicles. Hold yourself so that so I can get to them. And I go, there's nothing to hold. There was nothing to hold. Can you believe it? So embarrassing. And I'm sure the guy tells everyone.
So you tell first.
This man can go an hour straight on this subject. It's unbelievable.
Does Connie ever say to you, oh, Maury,
No,
you
she doesn't say to me anything about
you
that.
so big, me love you long time?
Oh, Howard,
You
are
good soldier.
So bad. You are the worst.
You make Connie good.
17 more minutes and then I'm out of
No,
here.
I'm not going to hold. I'm not going to hold you that long. You just relax over there. You're having a fun time.
Yeah, it is
So,
good today.
yeah, it is good, right?
Yeah.
So you're having a good time.
I am.
It's fun talking to
I am
your wife.
so excited about you going to L.A. and this Mark and Brian thing. But you know something? You were right. They did fizzle on TV. That was one of the
They blow.
all-time
That's why. They
worst
didn't,
shows.
Because I hadn't done my TV show yet. They didn't know what to do. I heard them in an interview afterwards. They go, well, now we realize maybe we should have done some sketches and
They
some...
forced us to do those things.
Yeah, the network wanted those things. They go, yeah, right. Like, you have an original thought, you two loads, you two imbeciles.
What is it with you and them, though? You got competition in all your other cities.
Yeah,
right?
I hate them, too.
Okay.
They're all
He's
Howard
just
Stern
insistent.
imitators. All right, Maury, I had enough of you. Let me give the plugs here where you're going to
Okay.
be. All right, so you got, today on the show, you got who?
Vanity, Jennifer O'Neill, and the second part of the show is, now this is serious but fascinating. A woman is raped by her father, molested by her father.
Fabulous for ratings. Go ahead.
Wait a minute, go on.
She ends up suing her mother for knowing and allowing this to happen. Now,
Did she win?
First time.
Is this still going on?
It's still going on. This is the first time a mother has been sued by a child because she didn't have anything to do with it, but she knew about it and didn't do anything about it.
Can you believe how many lawyers there are in this country?
Can you imagine?
Can you believe it? Now they've dreamt up a whole new set of
Right,
lawsuits.
you can't get your father, get your mother.
Yeah.
Father goes to jail. Father goes to
He's
jail.
in jail.
And he may just have gotten out, but she is suing her mother.
Her mother also videotaped it, didn't she? In the grand.
Oh, you're bad. Very bad.
Yeah, I'm bad. You're the guy having rape victims on for
You
ratings.
know, Maury, you shouldn't point any fingers.
Yeah, you're as bad as I am.
saw that show.
Which one?
You did with Joan Crawford's grandchildren.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
What was that?
Oh, yeah.
And he makes an appeal on television
Right.
to their father. Now, their father,
Right.
who's Joan Crawford's adopted son,
Right.
divorced the mother and left the whole
Right.
situation
Right.
years earlier.
True,
Never had
true.
anything to do with the kids.
Right. Yeah.
Now, Maury's got the kids and the grandkids.
Well, this is a
on
while
TV
back. This is a-
crying. We just want to know our father.
Hey, I heard someone.
Why not?
You know who I heard was crying on TV?
Who?
Did you told me earlier? Who was crying on TV last night?
Crying?
Last night? You mean with Oprah?
Kathy Lee Gifford?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was
that's
doing
right.
Her miscarriage story.
No, so I don't get that.
Can you believe that?
Why would you go on television?
Because she is shameless.
Oh, you should have seen her announcement. You know, I never saw anybody announce a miscarriage. She goes on her own show.
Yeah.
Why
and she
would
goes,
you do that?
You know, Frank and I were on vacation in Arizona or wherever she was, and I had a miscarriage. No, don't worry. It was okay.
Don't worry, we're not worried about it. You know, you would
Why
think
would
she was
you do that?
a miscarriage. Big deal. I mean, you know, that is not such a big deal to have a miscarriage.
I don't understand people who find the necessity to do that. Look, there are a lot of...
She's desperate for attention. Don't you get
Yeah,
it?
of
No, I
course.
don't get it.
She's a desperate woman who drags their kid out at every
she's
single
a kind...
photo
I like
shoot.
Kathy Lee. I mean,
No,
I
you
know her.
don't. You can't. She's sickeningly sweet.
Well, I don't see her that often. I see her enough to like her, but I don't get it. I don't get people who do that.
I don't either. I don't get dragging
I
out
mean,
your
quite
kid.
frankly, nobody knew she was pregnant. She didn't have to announce having a miscarriage.
Yeah, she's
nobody
annoying.
cared.
She did it because
That's right. No one knew. She hadn't taken off or
Right.
anything.
She
You
hadn't
couldn't see
announced
anything.
being pregnant.
I can't believe we're all in agreement.
Meanwhile, next week, Maury sells his own mother on TV.
But the worst part of that show with the Joan
mother's
Crawford
the
family was when Maury read a letter he got from the guy
Right.
saying he
So
didn't
he
want to
wouldn't
have
come
anything
on,
to
yeah.
do with the show. And then Maury looks at the camera
And appeals.
and appeals to the guy to come on his show
Yeah.
That's right.
and
Yeah.
meet his kids.
Yeah, on Maury's show,
Not-
of course.
not at home.
No, at
Mr.
Maury's show.
Hartline. Mr. Hartline, right here.
What a sensitive guy.
I am sensitive.
Come on my show and have your reunion with
I
your
didn't say it-
kids.
I didn't say it that way.
Look at these kids.
Look at them. Come on my show. Don't meet them privately.
had
Do
the-
it on the show.
We had the highest rating in the history of the show in New York on Monday. I just want you to know that.
For what? What did you do?
I can't even remember. I
Really?
cannot.
What was the
remember.
rating?
It was an 8 rating and a 21 share. Won the Time People period. Beat that General Hospital for the first time.
What'd you have? Bikini women?
No, it was
Guys who strip at
no, it was more
Chippendales?
sane than that. I can't remember. I really can't remember.
People have sex with animals?
I'm going to remember it. Oh, I know what it was. This is it. Oh, you'll love this.
All right,
you
take
gotta
it
get
easy.
these guys on.
Who?
Because they're in New York. You got to get these guys on. You suspect that your husband is cheating.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't know it, but you suspect it.
Right.
You hire a detective agency that hires a girl, an actress,
Yeah.
to go out
And try to pick up your husband?
and pick up your husband.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, wait a
That's
second.
entrapment.
Is this true?
Yeah.
They do it. All of a sudden, the hubby is out there with a drink,
Right,
hustling the girl.
Yeah.
The girl excuses herself, goes out and calls the wife and says, I just nailed him. They never get to the bedroom or anything like that.
Right.
And now the wife comes down and says, boom, you're out of here.
Wow. Wow. Oh, man. That's wild.
How's that? Is that what we would call entrapment?
And you
or
got
what?
an 8 rating with that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now you got to go for more.
Your lipstick lesbians didn't get an 8 rating?
You know who you got to get on your show? You'll get a 9 with that. The mother who serves turds to her families and she tells them it's meatloaf.
Doesn't work.
I'm telling you.
Doesn't work.
I got a 9 with her. All right. Anyway, listen. Everybody go watch the Maury Povich Show. Let me give you the list.
Okay.
I'm going to throw Maury the hell out of here so we get to some phone calls.
Okay.
Maury is on in New York on WNBC at 4 o'clock.
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. It's wrong. 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. He's wrong?
Whatever they wrote there. It's 3 o'clock.
Los Angeles, you're on at 1 o'clock on Channel 9.
Yep.
In Philadelphia, you're on 4 o'clock on Channel 10.
Yep.
In Chicago, you're on 9 o'clock on Channel 2. Oh, you're up against Regis and...
No, Oprah.
Oh, Oprah. How you doing against her?
Ooh, rough.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't see black people watching you. That's the problem.
They love... Are you kidding?
That's where
All
Oprah gets
people
it. No, blacks love Oprah.
It's a United Nations show.
You keep dreaming, pal.
It is.
Black people like to watch Oprah.
Well, I want to tell you something. You can't have it both ways. If you say there are a lot of blacks in my audience, why wouldn't you think that they watch?
Then they go home and watch Oprah.
They've already seen
They've seen your show already.
They saw you live.
Yeah.
They watch Oprah on TV.
In Cleveland, you're on at 4 o'clock on Channel 3.
Yeah.
In Dallas, you're on 4 o'clock on Channel 4. In Albany, you're on 9 o'clock on Channel 10. And in Washington, D.C., you're on 3 o'clock on Channel 4. Maury Povich, Mr.
Thank
Connie
you so
Chung.
much. Appreciate it.
He is Connie
nice
Chung's
to see you.
husband, and that is his greatest accomplishment.
It's okay with me.
Yeah.
Code Chew Productions.
Oh, stop it.
How long did it take you to get Connie in the sack? Seriously, when you...
We dated 7 years.
7 years before you slept
Before
with
you
her?
slept with her?
No. We dated 7 years before we got married.
But did you have to wait a long time before she would agree to sleep with you?
No, you don't understand something. We worked together in Los Angeles. I was fired. She was one of the few friends who I had known previously. She took pity on me.
So you liked her.
And then we went out.
But you
so
liked
in other
her.
words, in order to get Connie intimate with you, first she has to pity you.
Right. So she pitied you. She pitied you, and you started dating because you were fired. She had a job.
Yeah.
It was a little bit degrading. You didn't have your job and everything.
Right.
But she was attracted to you, obviously, but you had been married up until that point, right?
Well, I was divorced.
And
then.
she was not willing to get involved with a married man.
Right. Cool.
And you had been friends, but you were interested in her, but she
No.
never gave you the signal. Am I right?
Is this what you're
No,
writing?
I'm curious
No.
about your life.
No, we were friends. It was
you were just strictly friends, and you never thought about her sexually while you were
No.
friends. That's a lie. You would be around her and not think of her sexually.
No.
Is that
I
true?
would- Look,
You're
I'm
not a
try-
guy then. Then
I'm
you are
trying to be
homosexual.
look, Howard.
Yeah.
Like everybody else in this business, what we really want to do is make our mark. We don't. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you were attracted to her. Why can't you admit that?
I am trying to grab the brass ring as a young man.
But what
all
is
my
so
life.
bad about admitting that you were attracted to Connie Chung while you were her friend?
I guess. I mean, I might have been, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
All right, so you might have been. So then, how do you get to go out with her? What do you do? You walk up to her and say, you know, I'd really like to go out with you?
No, we had known each other years before in Washington.
Yes, but what was the point? In other words,
When
did
did
you
you
kiss
ask
her?
for the
When did
first
you kiss
date?
her?
When I was fired in Los Angeles.
You asked her for a date, a formal date. You said, you know, I'd really...
No. She felt sorry for me. We hung around together.
Where'd you go? Dinner together a couple of times?
Yeah.
And then it turned into being a little bit more romantic?
Right,
How
then
does
I
it
went
get
to
romantic?
Then I went to San Francisco and finally got a job.
But how did it
there.
get romantic? You started going to dinner, you had been fired, you
I
hadn't
called
slept with her
her
at
up
that
and I
point.
said, hey, let's get together.
So you kept getting together,
Yeah.
and you said, hey, I think she's interested in
Yeah.
me.
No,
then-
I think I'm interested in her.
At what point do you put the move on? Because you're afraid that you don't want to lose her as a friend, so how
It
do you
was
kiss her?
so
Did you
long
ask her if you could
ago.
kiss her? Do you ask? What's your move? Do you ask a woman if you can kiss her? Do you go, hey, I want to
It's
kiss
been
you, Connie?
so long, Howard.
But what do you do? It hasn't been that long.
I don't think I ever asked.
I'm always uptight. I don't just walk
I don't
over and
think
kiss a woman.
I
I
don't
go,
think
hey,
I-
can I kiss you? Is it okay?
I think you feel the moment, I guess. I don't think you ever ask.
How do you win
I
her
never
favor?
asked.
Do you offer green cards for her relatives? What do you do?
Thank you so much.
I'm going to bring over your whole family.
Her whole family was here. Howard,
Does
good
she,
to see you.
Does she shave her fortune cookie? Does she shave?
Thanks, guys.
Does
I
she
knew
shave?
I should have been out of here 5 minutes ago. You guys are great.
Does she
Thank
read
you.
and write Chinese?
Good luck in L.A.
Can she read and write Chinese?
Yes.
She can read those little pictures?
She can read. I think she can read. She cannot write. She definitely can speak.
Is Chinese the stupidest language? You know, they
It's the
write
most
in little
complicated-
pictures.
It is the most complicated thing
Instead
I've
of
ever
writing letters, they draw pictures of the words.
Do you know that there are people who live 10 miles away from each other and can't understand each other?
Of
There are
course.
so many dialects.
It's a horrible country.
It's great
All
to
right.
be an American.
Did you lean over and kiss her at dinner?
See you guys.
When did you get her? When did you get her in bed? How long did it take you? after you became romantic? A year? A day?
No, probably less than that. More
2
than
weeks.
A day. Yeah.
About 2 weeks?
Whatever the
You didn't
normal
get her on the first date?
No way.
Really?
No way.
I got my wife on the first date.
You did?
Got to third base with her. Second date, I
What's
hit a home
third?
run. Let's put it this way, I had to wash my hands a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man.
Good to see you.
Maury Povich. What's third base? What kind of guy is this? How do you talk sex with a guy like this? Maury, you've got a generation gap going. Maury's walking into the wall. Did you see that? He's like dizzy. Maury Povich. Good guy. Good dude in a loose mood.
Oh, boy. Kiss me now. You know you want it.
Ah,
Yes.
Maury, me love you much times.
That's it. Oh, let me put some duck sauce right here. Now.
Me like you, Maury. You good man.
Oh, take me for another ride in the rickshaw. Oh.
Me pull you around rickshaw real long time.
Let me get the basket out of the closet. Oh.
Me like basket.
Oh, yes. Oh. Just call me G.I. Maury.
Me call you G.I. Maury.
Oh, that's want a cigarette?
Me too gum, Joe.
Oh, that's great. Would you do a little thing for me if I give you a pair of stockings?
No wear condom, big boy.
Oh.
You wear condom, you insult me.
I think this is love. Oh.
All
Okay.
right.
Your sister can move in.
Me want green card. Uh-oh.
Was Maury back?
Oh. Me like you much. All right, Maury, we're just kidding. Give me shot me a look.
He had to think about it.
That's my wife.
Oh, look at her now.
We'll be back right after these words.
What are people saying about Howard Stern's Butt Bongo Fiesta?
And you still haven't figured out what the problem is.
I've been going to the chiropractor 3 days a week. She does this whole thing on me. When I get out of there, I feel great, but it's like I'm putting a Band-Aid.
She doesn't tell you what the problem is, though.
It says my back is out of alignment, and the more we train your back to go into alignment, the more it will stay there. But I know what the problem is. I was doing the karate with my daughter, and I was, you know me, I stopped, believe me, I stopped months ago. I know better. And I went up, my arm used to go up, I used to do these blocks, you know, like high blocks.
Yeah. The last time you hurt yourself, it was with karate.
Yeah, it always is. But now, my shoulder and my back hurt, my upper back, the same spot. Only when I sit and do the show. Other than that, it doesn't hurt. But it gets so bad during the show that all day I'm in pain.
Ugh.
So I went to the chiropractor, and, you know, she, like, knocks you around, you know, and that's fine, but the next day it hurts anyway. But my shoulder feels better.
It hurts just as bad. It's not getting better?
Well, I don't know. I got to try that Alexander technique. That's the thing that used to... But the guy who used to teach me that moved away. He moved to another country.
But your back pain when you used the Alexander technique wasn't in the same place, was it?
No, I had neck pain when I did the Alexander technique. So I'm going to go to them, see them if they could. I'll let the chiropractor work on me. I'll go to everybody. Let them all take a shot. See what happens. Because it's real annoying. It's like having a headache through the show, you know?
Yeah.
If I put my head down, the back doesn't hurt.
Well, work like that.
Do you mind if I work like this, Robin? Does it disturb you? Like Lurch.
Oh, no, that's not a problem.
I'm having a problem. I don't know about you. I can barely see anything. Oh, Gorilla says he's been answering the phones out there since I've been too busy to get to him. And what do you want to say, Gorilla?
I just wanted to let
I just want to let everyone know.
A little cold. No, people have been calling up and they can't figure out what's wrong with the cover. So I guess
No, Gorilla. This is how you communicate. People have been calling in about the Butt Bongo Fiesta. No one knows what you're talking about.
Well, I'm sorry.
They've been calling in about the videotape, and now that everyone's getting it in their house, they can't figure out what I'm talking about on the cover.
Yes.
They don't see anything wrong.
He's incredible,
He
this
just
kid.
blurts out.
How do you expect to go into radio? Nobody knows what you're talking about. A lot of people calling up and want to go on radio.
Oh, no.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of people. A lot of people calling and they don't know what to do with the video. What's wrong with the bugs?
The box. He's got you down.
Fred can do a good impression of you, man.
I know.
That's his best impression. I know.
I know.
What's wrong with the box?
What's wrong with the bugs? They don't know.
That's funny.
They keep calling and calling and calling. So what's wrong with the box? I can't figure. I'm looking at the boxes right in front. I don't know. What is this?
Well, what are they saying about the box? They can't figure it out?
Yeah, well, you were talking about a couple, I guess right before the video came out. They were talking about it all day.
They was talking.
And, you said there was...
By the way, you people in Dallas, this is what New Yorkers sound like.
So now you can laugh.
Now you can laugh. Yeah. Every time someone calls you a hillbilly, What is it, Gary?
No, it's funny, guy.
No, there's something on the box that disturbs me, which is obvious to me, but obviously is not obvious to everyone else.
Yeah.
Well,
which is obviously not obvious.
Right.
I just got this fact here. This guy says he found the mistake on the box where it says Jessica Hahn and the elephant's trunk.
Yeah.
You didn't put an apostrophe after the S.
Oh, no, that's not it. No, that's not that.
People going nuts.
I know.
Some people said that you didn't have your wig on. That was the problem, which I didn't get.
Wig?
3 people called. He said,
I'm not wearing the wig.
Yeah, you said
because
you
I
had
wear
the
a wig.
outfit.
Yeah, right. No, that's not it.
I got a phone call yesterday that said, or a fax that said that you had 2 left hands in one of the picture.
No. That's possible, but I didn't notice that. No, there's something that disturbs me about it. But anyway, that's not the point.
It's not a mistake in that sense.
Yeah. What else did you tell me about the tape?
That was it. It's
love it.
Oh, it's fantastic. Everybody's calling.
Off the air, this kid's great. He comes in, he goes, man, everyone's calling. They all love the tape, but they can't figure out what's wrong with the box. I go, come on in and tell us. And then he gets nervous.
Have you ever tried to get him to do anything?
No.
Same thing. He can't remember.
He can't?
Oh, yeah. She's got me running around all over the place for her lunch, her bananas, calling friends up that she can't make it and stuff. But I can't do anything for her.
Don't forget her nail appointment.
Oh, yeah. Call Jackie's. I can't make it today.
Robin, the guy works for free, though. You got to keep that in mind.
That's why I don't complain.
Right, don't.
My favorite was they brought the stereo to Robin's house, hooked it up, and then unhooked it and brought it back.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She needed help.
Some guy just called up and said that he knows what it is. It's your head is on a different body.
No. Nothing like that. Well, you're getting warmer. I wish my head was on a different body. I'm getting so heavy. I'm on a diet, though.
So have you started using the pulse monitor?
No, not yet, because the chiropractor told me... Well, no, actually, I'm allowed to do fast walking, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I've been so busy.
Right.
I really have.
You're too busy to walk.
I am.
For 20 minutes.
I don't have the time. I'm going to get into it, though. I mean, I'm that busy. I get home like 5 o'clock every night. I'm too tired. I got to go to bed by 8. I got to eat some dinner.
There's 3 hours in there.
Yeah. And then I got to do a whole bunch of work at home. I mean, it's like I come home with 19 bags of mail, 35 different articles. I mean, it's like just sorting all the garbage out takes me an hour. And I got to look at all of it, so in case we have to use it on the show. And then I get on the show, I don't use it anyway.
This is what I'm talking about.
I know. All right, Gorilla, get out of here.
Thank you.
Anyway, dial 1-800-52-STERN. The number's open. And you know what? The Christmas rush is going to start soon, so you better order now.
You know, I was in a store the other day, and they already have the Christmas displays up.
Yeah, well, people are already getting this tape into their homes. And,
So Christmas is right around the corner.
Yeah.
We don't realize it.
I got a bunch of stuff. Do you want to take some phone calls here? Or
you keep saying we're going to get to the phones. You got video, you got tapes you want to play, you got letters you want to read, articles.
Want to hear the homosexual?
We haven't gotten to anything.
All right, let me take a few phone calls, and I'll get to the homosexual hotline.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Some religious guy. What is this, Fred? Break. Oh, break. Friggin' break. I'm not breaking. I'm taking a phone call first. The hell with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Robin, where do you want to go first?
Let's go to Los Angeles.
Really? I was going to go to Chicago.
That's good, too. I forgot that.
You forget that we're on.
I forgot about Chicago.
Chicago, we're on the air. Hello, you're on the air.
Let's go to a break.
Go to a break?
Yeah.
You would rather us break?
You want us to break? He's
got the sign up.
He does have the sign. Boy, I can't believe
it. Is this a program director?
What is this guy?
Are you our program director?
No. Admirer of his.
You don't mind if we go to the break and then get to you afterwards?
Perfect.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, we won't argue.
All right.
That's a first.
All right, we'll go to the break.
This is Pete listening to the Rock.
Hey, you're doing another show. You're trying to be cooperative, and then they let you get ambushed by a CNN camera crew, and they're yelling out, "Hey, Howard, what about the FCC?" And you know what? The reason. Look, I'm certainly not afraid to talk to anybody, but the point is, I have two reasons for not talking about the FCC. Number one, no matter what I say. So let's say you ask me about the FCC. You've all heard my views on the FCC. I've given them on the radio ad nauseum. So let's say the guy says, "Hey, Howard, what do you think of the FCC?" And I go, "Okay, the FCC is wrong in what they're doing." So you know what their piece is going to be? It's going to be the same stupid piece that they always do. The FCC has really got Stern scared.
Bad boy Howard wants the FCC off his back.
Yeah, and instead of saying, "Hey, the government has gone nuts here," and instead of, there are homeless people, there are people hungry, there are people killing each other, there is no economy left to speak of. The president is lying to us about the economy. He's hiding the figures. That was the front page of the New York Post today. Instead of saying that and then saying, "Gee, the government's wasting your time on getting this stupid guy's show," That's not the story. Here's the story. Here's what they do with it. So they get this tape. Now, mind you, they saw me on the camera for 1 second and I walk away. That's what they got.
Without saying anything.
I didn't say a thing. I was really startled. I might have said no. The guy goes, hey, will you talk about the FCC? I went no, and I just walked away. I mean, I was startled. I mean, I was shocked that there was even a camera crew in there. And the reason they were there to interview Joan. And I didn't know that. So they heard I was in the building, and they had the camera waiting for me.
I see. I didn't know they were interviewing Joan.
Controversial radio personality Howard Stern's sense of humor resulted in the FCC fining a Los Angeles radio station a record $105,000 for indecency. It was revealed Wednesday that other stations which carry the Stern show may also be fined. Mark Shearer has more.
That's the guy, Mark Shearer. Isn't that him?
Yes, that's the same guy who defended Stuttering John during that Grammy year when John was thrown out of the press room.
Yeah, that guy.
He became friends
And he was
then.
like, hey, come on, I'm your pal. I go, if you're my pal, turn off the camera and come talk to me about it first, you know? Ask me if I want to do the interview. That's what,
Don't ambush, don't blindside.
pal.
What'd you major in college?
In college, I majored in communications, and you can see my career really paid off, huh? My communicating.
Joan already gave him tape of my appearance on there.
She's looking for promotion.
Yeah.
On Election Day, Howard Stern was taping a Joan Rivers show appearance to air later this month.
How come this is only coming through one channel?
I don't know.
Do you notice that?
It's awfully low.
Yeah, it's coming through both channels. I don't know. It's weird. Let's see. Stereo. Oh, here's Scott. Oh, does he annoy me? Scott, why is it coming through one channel? It's coming through both channels on there. Look.
And responding to the $105,000 fine for indecency levied at the Los Angeles radio station that carries his New York-based morning show.
Weird. I think. Oh, thanks, Scott. I'm in the middle of doing
He's
it.
kicking things.
I'm trying to hear this.
I'm looking for the problem.
All right, get out of here. Just get out.
It's probably
Smacking it. He comes over in the middle of the show. He's smacking stuff. All right, get out of here. You smell from cigarettes so bad.
Move the fan
All right.
up and down.
You know what he's telling me to? Bang on the equipment.
Yeah.
That's what he's telling me. All right, there. I did that.
Government targeted me,
Well, it
and
works.
they said, "Well, there's so many hungry people in the streets. There's so many people killing one another in the streets."
So here they have my comment from the Joan Rivers show. I talked to Joan about the
you
FCC.
did talk about it on the Joan Rivers show.
Yeah, I talked about it. So here he's got so he has to ambush me in the hall to get me to say the same stupid thing again. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I don't waste my time talking to these guys.
The economy's in a rut. What can we do so we don't look ineffectual? We'll go after Howard Stern's radio show, where he might mention the word masturbation once in a while, or mention the word penis once in a while.
The FCC's indecency action is accompanied by a transcript of excerpts from 12 days in late 1991 when language deemed offensive, as measured by contemporary community standards, was heard on The Stern Show.
Anytime you ask a governmental body to determine what's offensive to the community, you're going to come away with as many opinions as you have commissioners or staffers involved. And
Who's that, Gary?
That is our lawyer.
Oh, our lawyer?
The lawyer for Infinity.
Oh.
Mr. Steve
Lehrman.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't recognize his voice.
Yeah, I usually hear him over the phone yelling in a much higher range. He's like, what the hell? Hey, he sounds pretty relaxed on there.
The same thing.
Okay. So, I'm always bleeping Gary. He never knows what to say. He's so befuddled.
Oh, come on.
You ever read the memos I send you?
Yes.
You're not supposed to mention certain things?
That wasn't that word.
Am I supposed to read those memos?
That word wasn't in there.
You're the producer of the show. Of course it's in there.
Okay, it's the owner of another company.
Owner of another company. There you go.
Owner of another.
Sometimes I wonder if Gary ever pays attention to what I tell him. Anyway,
Gary's like a listener.
he's confused.
Baba Booey.
Anyway,
I'm listening and getting pissed off. How's that?
Why don't you call in? All right, where was I?
We'll have Gary screen your call.
Yeah. Repeat after me, Gary. Thinking
Baba Booey. Thinking
is hard.
Is hard.
For me to remember to do.
For me to remember to do.
I'm unsure.
I'm unsure.
Of what it is I do.
Of what it is I do.
Just even repeating after you, Boff, is incredibly
Just
taxing to
even
me.
repeating after you, boss, is taxing to me. Baba Booey.
I'm doing my best, even though I suck.
I'm doing my best, even though I suck. You know,
All right.
I'm repeating this
Baba
without even
Booey.
thinking. That's
Baba
why it's coming
Booey.
so easily.
All right, there you go.
Baba Booey.
Commission has, in the past, said let the marketplace decide. Well, the marketplace has decided in many big American cities that Howard Stern's their favorite morning disc jockey, and it's hard to turn that around.
Infinity Broadcasting, owner of the flagship station of the Stern program, is still fighting earlier FCC disciplinary action.
Historically, company...
Well, it's a pretty boring report.
That's Steve, I'm sure.
Oh, that's Steve. That sounds like Steve.
To conform Howard's conduct to the law. They still believe he's acting within the law. It's also been shown through empirical data that has been collected by Infinity that Stern has no child listeners at all. Zero.
The FCC says there was a reasonable risk that children may have been in the...
Man, it's just such a stupid issue.
Plotting.
It's plotting.
There's
right.
a reasonable risk that children could be listening.
Yeah.
So, because they could be.
So turn off the radio.
They are.
So turn off the radio.
No. If they could be, you have to have every radio off.
Yeah, in the country. It's such a stupid thing. It's hard to believe this is America. But anyway, I think America under Bill Clinton might change. I just don't think I think the guy's got 4 years to really shape up the economy. He might not have so much time to worry about this stuff.
Yeah, he better not get involved with fringe issues. He better get some real work done.
That's what did in old Bush boy.
You should just go a little bit farther up because that's where Jones' comment is, which is pretty funny.
Audience between 6 and 11 a.m. At least one TV talk show host is standing up for Stern.
If we all can't say these words, then we all won't say these words. But I don't want to hear those words on talk shows. I don't want to hear those words on every soap opera and then not be allowed to hear it on Howard Stern. Makes no sense.
But will the outspoken entertainer himself talk with news reporters about his FCC fight? Can we talk to you about the FCC? Mark Shearer, CNN Entertainment News, New York.
They had to get that clip. Did you hear it?
No.
No.
I couldn't even tell you what Ralph was wearing. That's how prevalent he was on the tape.
You know what's funny about Ralph? You know, here's a guy, he's hung around with me, right? He does my hair and everything.
Right.
And he's sort of like a pal of the show.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He knows the show. He walks around the corner and he sees the camera. He doesn't say to me, "Hey, Howard, stop, there's a camera." He doesn't do anything.
He's got to think for you. He should be thinking for you.
Well, that's what you should be doing, is thinking for me,
I wasn't
too.
there to think for you.
You never
Baba
think
Booey.
for me. You're another guy who can't think.
Baba Booey. Come
Baba
on.
Booey.
I tried to call you in your car when those cameras were up at NBC. You were already out of your car.
Yeah,
but
it did me no good. You called too late.
He tried.
I got there late.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm the guy sitting there wrestling with the cameraman. Oh, it was that weird. All right, very good, Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
Just want to hear me say no to the camera guy.
Makes no sense.
But will the outspoken entertainer himself talk with news reporters about his FCC fight? Can we talk to you about the FCC? Mark Shearer.
And Ralph is standing there. What happened was I turned the corner. I didn't know they were there. They were all set up already. How come the Joan Rivers people, I mean, they all, you know what kills me? Joan Rivers has got 19 sycophants hanging around in those halls. She doesn't see this going on. None of them see it. And they don't do a thing about it. How do you...
Well, don't you think that there was, obviously, they cooperated with the piece because they gave them some of the footage?
I don't mind if they cooperate with the piece, but you don't hijack your own... First of all, Joan Rivers has been begging me to come on that show for months.
What you should do is say, look, there's some cameras out there from CNN. Do you want to be bothered or not?
Yeah, but they don't do that. They're more disorganized than our Channel 9 show over there.
It is a funny piece of footwork. You come right around that corner because you have no idea.
Yeah, and I look like a frightened deer.
The second you see him, you pivot on one foot and swing around the other way.
Walk into a wall.
And you went to, it appeared you went to nowhere. It didn't look like there was anywhere for you to go.
No, I went behind a wall, and then I went behind a set of lockers I found, and I was hiding behind those.
The lockers, the lockers are there.
It would have been funny if he had followed you. Oh, Mr. Stern, please talk to me.
Yeah. Imagine me crawling behind, I was crawling behind a locker.
That would have been good tape.
I said, gee, there's never going to be anything in my life that I'm going to want to sit and hide from cameras. But it's just stupid, because if you cooperate with them, they do the same bad report. You heard that report. It was horrible. They didn't address the issue at all. Who needs to be a part of that? They got everything they wanted right off the Joan Rivers show.
Sure.
And they got to show you saying no. They got to show you saying that. So.
Yeah, but will he talk to us?
No. I'm not going to talk to you because you're CNN. Who cares? Anyway, hey, let's do some news, Robin.
Ah, there you go.
Well, that was news. Come on. Give me a break.
It was on a new show, wasn't it? Was that their Showbiz Report?
Yeah.
Did they put that on?
Showbiz Report. Important program.
I love that channel.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, it's the day after.
Day after what?
The day after an election.
Oh. I thought you mean the day after Jackie appeared at Rascals or something.
No. that's too big a day, I would have had to say.
The day after.
I'd have had to call that something else. Oh, dear.
What's the matter?
I have videotape. I have tape.
Jackie, do me a favor. Run over and get that. Oh, we got to take a break for spots
Good.
anyway.
That
We'll
way
do
I can get set up.
All right, we'll be back with the news right after this.
What are people saying about Howard Stern's Butt Bongo Fiesta?
Last night around 6 o'clock, UPS.
Is President Bush returning to Washington?
What a fantastic welcome back.
He looks so relieved to have lost.
Maybe you didn't read the election returns. It didn't work out quite the way we wanted.
Yeah, and you couldn't be happier.
Fantastic return.
He couldn't have been happier yesterday. I'm telling you, the guy
the
had...
man did not want to be president again.
I was convinced of it. I saw him on TV. He's looking at his watch. I know he did not want it anymore.
Well, didn't I tell you weeks before the election I had decided he didn't want to win?
It was his ego.
Well, yeah, he continues to remark, as I said before, about history.
Yeah.
He's constantly saying, well, we hope in history they regard us well.
Yeah.
Everybody, why care about history? Do a good job today. Let history take care of itself.
Yeah, never mind history. We're alive now. I don't care what people read about you. I got to live through you.
That's all they think about. How is history going to...
Well, in my history book, I remember one big thing you did, you dope. You came after all these stupid religious issues that nobody cares about. You blew it, pal.
And then the reporters were saying yesterday that secretly Barbara Bush was the first to see this coming long ago.
Oh, yeah?
Well, she's got the biggest eyes, so...
That's right. No wonder she could see it. When you've got eyes 3 times the size of anybody's, you can see everything before it comes.
She can see people behind her.
She's an owl.
So she apparently was well prepared for this and is secretly happy to be getting George Bush back.
Yeah, we can't run around.
Yeah, so I understand that he's since he's back in Washington, he's taking this weekend at Camp David.
Yeah.
And then he's planning some kind of a vacation for himself. He hasn't decided where yet. So he's already started.
So you mean he's in Camp David and he's on vacation? You know, I say after, you know how when you're at work and they fire you, they tell you get the hell out today because you're going to not be motivated and you're going to do things that are disruptive to the company?
Right.
It's the same thing. I mean, why is this guy's going to be in for 75 more days or something?
Mm-hmm.
And so far, what he's going to do is take vacation.
Yeah.
It's absurd. And, you know, these are the coolest vacations to take because you got full Secret Service.
Sure, you still got Air Force One.
Air Force One,
the whole thing,
Camp
all the
David.
privileges.
Camp David's the retreat.
Yes.
Unbelievable retreat. There should be no retreat. You should get 6 weeks off a year. That's it.
Yeah, why doesn't he get the same kind of deal we get?
Yeah. What is this retreat? Let him go where I go, to my house. I sit there.
So anyway.
You know what kills me about the government? I sit there and I sit there and go, instead of hiring a secretary, I can file these papers myself. You know? I think I'm going to do that so I can save some money. You never hear guys in government doing that. You never hear them
say, get me somebody
to file these papers while I go rest. It's unbelievable. There's no incentive to sort of do things to save money. There's just none. It sucks. You know, I'm waiting for that big tax wallop from Clinton. I know it's going to come, which I don't think is necessary. I didn't vote for Clinton because of the economy.
You know, we had a conversation about this yesterday, and I said to you, if you saw safe streets, well-paved roads, and nobody standing on your street corner begging or squeegeeing your car, wouldn't you wouldn't mind paying extra taxes?
I would, because I know that that's not what's keeping those people on the street.
Because they keep telling you pay more taxes will solve these problems.
Right, you're never going to see that. You're right. You're not going to see that. You know what's going to happen? You're going to get a 1040 form. And it's going to say, how much money did you make last year? This is the new Clinton plan. How much money did you make last year? She'll write down $15,000. They go, okay, send it in. It's going to be easy. You won't need an accountant.
That's right. Everybody can fill out their own tax form.
I see Jackie in the clubs now. Can you pay me in cash? Thank you.
You see this table right here? Just slide the money under it.
Nobody has to know.
What the hell is this, a check? I don't take checks.
A check, that's documentation.
Merchandise or cash?
Scratch yourself. I'm working on the barter system now.
Right. Hey, I need some lobsters and corn on the cob. Send that right over to my house.
I can't boil oysters with this.
All right, what else is in the news?
So anyway, now everybody's speculating as to what people will be doing. They say, George Bush, while Bill Clinton's got to put together a transition team for his ascent to the White House, George Bush has to put together a transition team because he's never been out of work before. He's had a 30-year career in government. Now what's he going to do? He's retired. So he's got a little transitioning to do himself.
Right.
Therefore, he's got a lot of vacation time to think about it.
All right.
They're also asking, what is Dan Quayle going to do for the next 4 years to get himself into a position where he'll still be able to run for the presidency in 1996?
He's going to be a plumber. That'll do it. That'll put him in perfect position.
At least he will have had a job.
He is never going to be the president of the United States. There's just no way.
Well, a lot of people were saying yesterday that he did better in this election year.
Who said that? Give me names. I didn't hear that.
Than George Bush did.
Yeah?
Baba Booey.
That he was there every step of the way in the campaign. The last time the president ran, they kept Dan Quayle locked away.
Yeah, right.
This time he was very prominent.
They pointed out something interesting. They pointed out something very interesting, that during the entire campaign, Bush never even mentioned Quayle, ever. Because he knew it was a negative. And the only time he actually mentioned him was, in his
speech on the night he had to concede.
Yeah, so you tell me, if he's that much of a burden throughout the whole campaign that they have to keep him quiet. And that was another thing. Bush should have dumped him. He should have. He should have absolutely dumped him.
If he wanted to win, he would have.
Yeah, he's a stubborn son of a bitch, that Bush. He really is. He's got such a big ego. He won't listen to anyone. And I don't know who you're listening to.
Well, I'm just telling you what some commentators were saying on TV yesterday.
Well, was one of those commentators Paco? Didn't he say that after 10 margaritas and some cold medicine?
But you have to admit, Dan Quayle was very prominent. He was in the debates. He had that Murphy Brown issue thing going.
Yes. That really helped.
He was out there.
Yeah, that made a lot of sense.
Also returning to private life is Ross Perot.
Yeah.
They said he was back at his desk on Wednesday. He's loose and relaxed.
I'm loose as a goose. Hey, I got to tell you something. Here's another guy who's happy he didn't actually win. He really wanted our attention, and he wants to be a bit of a gadfly, but this is a guy who did not want to win either. You don't appoint Admiral Stockdale when you want to win.
Well, quite frankly, Admiral Stockdale is the happiest of all.
Really?
Because he can go back to academia.
He reminds me, I like to read books. Here's a guy who basically, he had a tough time of it, but he sounds like that guy in Taxi. What's
Agnatowski.
Agnatowski. Hey, Admiral, what do you think about this?
Oh, I don't know there, Ross. What's this stick doing in my eye? I don't remember putting it there.
Right.
He was so funny. After the election results were all in, the next day they said, do you want to do some post-election TV interviews? And he goes, nah. That's all. That's all right.
Nah, do we win?
All right.
So he's gone home, and so has Ross Perot. But Ross Perot got 19 million votes.
That's right.
And he has threatened to form a third party if Bill Clinton doesn't do the job that we elected him to do.
I see. How old is Ross Perot?
I really don't know. When I was thinking about that, I said 4 more years. This guy's pretty old right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. He looks about 75.
He'll be up there with Admiral Stockdale in that hearing aid.
Take a break. We'll be right back with more news. And, first these words.
Bill Clinton, now he's going to be the next president. His transition team is now trying to decide how best to move him into that position. And he himself says the number of decisions he has to make are mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling.
Oh, boy. Anytime you start off saying that your job is mind-boggling.
Yeah. You never hear me complain that my job is mind-boggling.
It is not a confidence booster.
Yeah, that gets me nervous.
So that's the first indication we have of what Bill Clinton thinks of his new job.
Why can't he just say, this is easier than I thought? It is a piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
I got the whole plan. I mapped it out for you 100 times. Day one, he's in office. It's mind-boggling. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't believe it.
He's not even in office and he's boggled.
I don't have a clue. Uh-oh, I crapped my pants.
Oh.
Should I play the tape?
Not yet.
Okay, go ahead.
But he decided, because, of course, the first things they show are is tape of Saddam Hussein and those wacky Iraqis dancing in the street.
Celebrating.
Because George Bush has been ousted from office.
Yeah.
But here's what Bill Clinton had to say to anyone who thinks he's a softie.
The greatest gesture of goodwill any nation can make toward me is to continue their full cooperation during this period with our one president, George Bush, and that the greatest mistake any adversary could make would be to doubt America's resolve during this period of transition.
Right on, Robin.
So don't think, Saddam, that you're going to get off easy. He's thinking that now it'll be easier to get those bans and blockades and all that stuff lifted against Iraq because George Bush is out of office. But don't think we're turning a kind eye on you, Saddam, that we voted George Bush out because of his attack on Baghdad.
Well, I hope Bill doesn't treat me like Saddam Hussein and keeps that FCC stuff up. I'll tell you that.
So anyway, and he also renewed his pledge to the American people. What are his priorities, Howard?
I gotta get laid.
No, stop it.
To the people of our great nation, for whom we pledge to get up every morning and work hard to bring the economic opportunity that was at the core of the Clinton-Gore campaign, I say that the task has already begun. It will not be easy, but we will spare no effort to restore growth, jobs, and incomes to the American people.
They got to give this guy about a month to clear up that vocal thing. It's just so annoying.
Just shut up,
yeah,
Bill.
Just shut up. Shut your mouth.
Shut your yap.
Shut your yapper. Your yapster. Stop the jogging. That's why your voice keeps going out.
Yesterday, he and his daughter out jogging again.
Yeah,
and
the
then
guy...
I thought, this is true. There's a new first little girl.
Yeah.
In the White House. The last time we had a first little girl, it was Amy Carter.
I know. It's too much like the Carter president. The brother.
The mother.
The mother with the bad eye
girl.
makeup. That I tell you, Bill Clinton's mom is really frightening. She does have Tammy Faye Baker eye makeup.
She's Tammy Faye Clinton.
Tammy Faye Clinton.
Bill was a good boy. Now, my husband was drunk, and he would try to beat me up, and Bill says, stop it.
Hey, lady, what's with you marrying drunks?
Yeah, don't you hit my mama.
Don't you hit my mama. Don't you hit mama. I love mama. I love the lump of flesh on the back of my mama's neck.
He is Elvis.
We didn't know.
I love the lump of flesh on the back of my mama's neck. I love my black and blue mama. Get away. I love my black and blue mama.
And they're now wondering what's going to happen to little Chelsea as she becomes, a little child in a fishbowl as she moves into the White House.
She's going to dye her hair black, like Amy Carter. Jump off a roof somewhere.
And stop talking to people.
Yeah.
But they're wondering where they're going to send her to school. She could possibly go to a private school along with Al Gore's kids.
No, they should go to the Washington, D.C. schools.
But because of his pledge to improve public education, they think it would be unlikely for him to send his child to a private school. He might send her to public school.
Yeah.
They're also wondering if her nanny, who's known only as Helen at this time, will be moving to Washington with her.
Nanny, nanny, I walk a million miles. Her nanny.
Other big question?
She's 14 years old. She needs a nanny?
12.
12. A nanny?
Yeah. Well,
hey,
Hillary's
nanny.
never been at home,
Yeah, the nanny's raising her. Honey child, you come suckle my breast.
It could be very traumatic for the child to be separated from her nanny at this point in time.
They got a white nanny or a black nanny?
Helen, I don't know. Nanny's usually a term you use for a white woman.
Yeah, you don't want to be calling a black woman nanny. Yeah, the nanny, rich people have nannies. Nannies is the white woman you hire. She doesn't have to do any cleaning or anything. She just takes care of the kids.
Right.
And the black woman's the housekeeper.
Right.
I got the whole thing.
Housekeeper babysitter.
Right.
Is the term
there
used
you go.
for black woman.
Yeah. Hey, nanny. Hello, nanny. Nanny. Nanny's a white woman term. Yeah, you're right. That's a white woman, right, Fred? Did you see her? The nanny?
The nanny?
Did you know the nanny?
The nanny? Hey, nanny, nanny.
All right. There he is. There's Fred checking in with those impressions.
So anyway, they're
nanny.
speculating about the nanny. They're also speculating about what kind of first lady Hillary Clinton will be. They expect her to break the mold, Howard.
Oh, you
She's
bet.
She's not going to be one of these first hostesses.
She's a loudmouth.
She's looking for a policy-making role in the White House.
Oh, boy. She was smart. They shut her up during the campaign. Well, thank God. I'm just so happy. I can't tell you how happy I am there's a new administration. And if Clinton thinks for 1 second people like him, they don't. They wanted George Bush out.
We could care less about that lip biting or any of that stuff.
Get that crap in the sink, man. We want you working in there, and we want all the nonsense thrown out, all the stupid issues. Get in on the real ones.
Tipper Gore stays at home and minds her own business.
Yeah.
And that Al gets very busy, too.
And Hillary's going to break the mold. Hey, break the mirrors. She ain't that good to look at.
Oh.
Although I got to tell you, after Barbara, she looks like a damn-ass sex pot. Her and Tipper Gore up there dancing around to Fleetwood Mac. Boy, are they hip, huh?
You know, this is the other thing that gets me. They keep saying, you know, this is the first baby boom presidency, and how is he going to change the style of the White House? These are the first people who don't remember World War II who are in the White House, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and I like it. And they go, I saw the McLaughlin report. The analysts were saying, you know, it's pretty wild. I don't think George Bush knew who Fleetwood Mac was. And then one of the women goes, I don't think that's relevant. They go, of course it is. You got to be in touch with your constituents. You got to know these things. Bush should have known who Fleetwood Mac was.
That would have gotten him elected?
Yeah, they're going to put lava lamps in the Oval Office. It's going to be wild. Everyone's going to be doing bong hits. I don't care if those guys do bong hits and put lava lamps.
Just as long as they fix the country.
Fix the country and get the hell off our ass with these religious nuts.
But that's one of the things that's always been a big deal at the beginning of any administration. How is it going to change the style of Washington? You know, the Carters were this...
hillbillies.
Yeah, hillbilly family that, you know, they didn't put out the good plates and all that stuff when people came.
Hey, looky here.
They ate in the kitchen.
Looky here, Miss Lillian, a cement pond.
And then when the Reagans came, you know, the grand dining returned to White House style and the ballroom dancing and the elegance.
Well, this china is really nice. Bring out the good china.
So you wonder with a Bill Clinton what you're going to get.
I can't wait to find out. I'll tell you something, they better not put any attention on that nonsense.
I could care less what kind of meals they have, what kind of dinners, who they invite. Fix the economy.
Get a plain wooden desk in there, like I got in my office, and get to work.
We're also hearing from the fringe groups, Howard, who were very impacted by this election. Dr. John Wilkie of the International Right to Life Federation.
Yeah, what are those loudmouths
One of the founders of the National Right to Life Committee held a news conference in Cincinnati the other day to say that he's not happy with the election of Bill Clinton.
Right.
He said there's probably a good chance that the aging Harry Blackmun, Supreme Court Justice, will retire. And he says the possibility of Mr. Clinton putting Mario Cuomo in there.
Right on.
Makes me sick to my stomach.
Good, you nutbag. Don't you get it? You're in the minority in this country, you stupid ass. God, I love it. Isn't it great? I mean, if Bush had gotten in again, that would have been it. The Supreme Court would have been over.
Yeah.
This is why we elected Clinton. Clinton better know it. You better know it.
Also, the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force held a press conference yesterday to tell Mr. Clinton that they've got their eye on him. They're very happy that he was elected, but now they're watching him. They don't want to just have given their votes away and not get anything for them. You know, there were a couple of referendums on ballots around the country having to do with gay rights. In Colorado, a gay rights referendum was lost.
Can you believe this?
Lost.
Can you believe people? There is a segment of our society that actually believes that homosexuals should not be allowed to live. I find that frightening. See, that's why. You see, this is why Bush had to go. He let that Pat Buchanan get up there and do all these wacky things and say all these wacky things, and he pretended it wasn't going on. George Bush would have been the president again if he had dumped that religious right wing, but he didn't do it. He didn't have the balls to do it. He thinks he needed them. He didn't need them. They cost him the election.
Yeah. The referendum that they had on the ballot in Oregon was defeated. That referendum would have declared homosexuality abnormal. It also lost in Tampa, Florida, where they were trying to repeal a law banning discrimination against gays. So they lost in Colorado, but they won everywhere else on those gay issues. And now they're hoping that Bill Clinton will make good on his promise to end the ban on gays in the military during his presidency and provide more funding for AIDS research.
Let's take a break, Robin. We'll come back. We'll do a couple more stories right after these words.
It's Block Party Thursday at 92.3 K-Rock, where we play 3 songs in a row all day.
savings. Take advantage of the Veterans Day special now through Wednesday. Hurry in while supplies last. The Leather Warehouse has 24 locations. For the Leather Warehouse store nearest you, call 1-800-544-8669. 1-800-544-8669. Very few people believe that's really you.
It isn't me. Why would you tell people it was me?
That was great when you did that on the air.
That was ridiculous. I never did that.
Why do you
they
deny
got
that?
someone who sounded like me.
All right. Oh, I got to yell at that Baba Booey.
What did he do now?
No, he has this weird habit.
Baba Booey.
I'm doing the show, right? And
Yeah.
I got to admit, by this time, my back's been bothering me. So by 10 o'clock, I'm pretty burnt. My back is like on fire.
Yes.
So it's all I could do to get through the rest of the show. And Baba Booey, well, I lay on the floor during the commercials to stretch my back out. Baba Booey comes, he goes, Wolf, we gotta after the show today, you gotta record commercials. You gotta blah, 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 you gotta blah, blah, blah. And it's sort of like when your wife says to you on Wednesday and you're waiting for the weekend, and she says to you, on Saturday we have to go shopping and we have to pay the bills and we have to go with the kids and we have
All
to.
you want to do is think about resting.
I can't wait for my day off. My wife's filling it up. It's Baba Booey. Just wait till I get off, all right? And then hit me with it. Please,
don't you
you're
remember,
annoying me. You have no idea when you annoy me. That's your problem.
But you're just annoyed by me in general. Don't you remember how you used to say, Gary, tell me during the day, because I got to know what I'm doing after.
No, pace it.
I do
tell
pace
me,
it.
No.
The
During
only
the
thing,
show.
The only thing I bothered you with today.
Sorry. During the show. Right. Tell me what I got to do during the show.
That's what's annoying.
That's fine. No, that's not annoying me.
You're not annoyed by that other stuff I was talking about?
No, not at all.
You're not? Okay.
Did I bring that up?
No.
No.
But I felt that you were annoyed.
No, I
by it.
wasn't.
I felt that started it, and then what I just did was
you're
push you
doing
over
your
the
job.
edge. Okay.
What's pushing me over the edge is when you come in and go, Wolf, after the show today, you got to cut commercials. And I go, you know what? My back's really hurting me. I don't know. You haven't cut commercials all week. You got to cut them, Wolf. You got. But get a hold of me after the show.
But you know how there are some days that you run right out of here.
But I'm not running out of here right now.
But actually today you are.
But do I eat lunch after the show?
Most days.
Okay.
Some days you take.
Do I sit with you while I eat lunch?
Most days.
Is that our special time together?
Are there some days?
Is that our special time together?
Are there some days that? No, let me just say this.
Gary, why are you arguing with me?
I'm not arguing with you.
Here's what I want you to do.
Can I
from
just say
now on.
one thing, please?
No. Here's
Come
what I
on.
want you to do from now on. No.
Come on.
I'm telling you, I'm giving you your marching orders.
Okay.
What I want you to do after the show, deal with commercials and things that I have to do after the show. During the show, deal with things that have to go during the show.
But you're the kind of guy that needs to be primed. You really are.
Oh,
You're like
no,
a pump.
I just told you what depresses me about you. Now you're telling me you're going to do it anyway, or you're going to do what I said?
No, I'm telling you why I did it.
Don't do it. You have no idea psychologically what it's like to be on the air with a back problem, to know that you're coming up toward the end of the show, and then all of a sudden, both after the show, go record commercial. We got to.
Will you admit that there have been days where the shows have gone off and I said, Howard, you have to cut commercials, and you'd be like, why didn't you tell me that?
Yeah. Listen, I know I do that. What I'm telling you is during the show, don't bum me out.
You know what? As long as
I'm trying to feel like I'm almost at the end. I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
I'm done, man. As long as you admitted that, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll never do it again. Till next week.
No, really, seriously. Just do it right. It's like yesterday. I'm sitting in the production studio, right?
Yeah.
I'm cutting commercials. I'm going out of my mind. My back's killing me. I'm here till 2 in the afternoon. I don't know what time it is even. I lose track of the time. Baba Booey comes in and he goes to me. I say to Baba Booey, listen, this commercial I'm cutting for 1-800-52-STERN, get it out to all the stations. Wolf, you don't know what a hassle it is to get in touch with these guys. I got to get in touch with all the program directors. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to call them. And then if I call them, they're not in. They're eating lunch. And then if we got to send it down the line, you don't know what a trouble. I go, Gary, stop. I'm not interested in your problem. I told you to do something. Do it.
I wasn't saying I couldn't do it.
It's draining
I was expressing my anger.
If you can't do it, give it to Kathy to do. And if Kathy can't do it, I'll get someone who can. Get somebody. Get on it. Don't tell me your problem. Just do it. It's something that had to be done, Gary.
It was done. I wasn't saying.
But why do I
didn't
have to hear
do
all the crap for 15 minutes before I ask you to do
There's
something?
no crap. It was done.
Wolf, you have no idea what a problem.
Well, you don't have any idea.
Hey, wait a second. I don't want to know.
True.
I don't tell you what I do all day to get to this show. I don't lay it on you.
That's not entirely true.
I don't lay on you my problems. I don't lay it on you. I do it. Don't tell me your problem. I need you to do something. You want me to do it? Then I'll pick up the phone and call all the programs.
Did I ask you to do that?
Well, you sure sounded like you were.
You misread.
Wolf, it's so much hassle. You can't believe how much hassle it is.
Can I just say
Wolf. And Gary, I've got a commercial that I'm sitting here working on.
What do you need anybody
Get the commercial
here for?
down.
You don't even need
the commercial.
staff.
Get the commercial done.
You're going to tell a
in
story.
I'll do the creative. You make sure the program directors get it.
You're going to tell a story. Whether you're going to write the story and
Fred,
tell
were
us,
you in the room with me when this went on?
I was in the room.
Would you tell everybody what went on?
I was complaining
Do an
about the
impression of
fact-
Gary complaining when I tell him to get the commercial.
Giggy, yeah.
Good. Goodbye. Gary, just do it. Do it. And if you can't do it, give it to someone else to do. That's all. Good boy.
Baba Booey.
Fred, do the impression so Robin can hear it. She wasn't there.
I'm trying to remember the exact words. Like, well, there's absolutely no way, and I can confirm whether these people got it or not.
Yeah,
I mean, I
that's
can't-
what it was.
It's like it's so much trouble. I mean, these guys look like they're not either there or they're coming.
This is what it was.
They're
I
gonna go
say to him, Gary, which spot are the program directors running? The one Tom edited or the one that I want them to
the
run?
one Tom edited, both.
Okay, then I'd say, okay, the one Tom edited. I want you to run the one that I'm doing. Which one? Wolf, which one?
Hold it. You don't understand. Time out. I gotta say something.
Yeah,
here.
time out. He gives me time out. That's right, time out. Time out. He holds up a T sign.
Time out. Time out.
Yeah.
Scott, are you talking here?
Am
I'm
I playing
talking here.
football or am I talking to you, you big dumbass? Oh, you should have heard it. And it was exactly what Fred said. It was just, that's exactly what it was. It was, both. Now, hold a second. If, I just got to say something. To get a hold of these guys is so difficult, and then to do it, Fred. Do it. You had it right.
Back.
What are you doing back here? You left. Good peg.
I was so entertained by the impersonation of me. I
No,
had
Fred, do it. Seriously.
Fred's like a one-man show. He is Gary.
No, Fred, do it. Do it.
Well, you got to start talking about it first.
Yeah. It's so Gary, all I want you to do.
Wolf, hold it.
Yeah.
Time out. Hold it right there.
Yeah.
Now, what we got to do here
Yeah, I don't believe I say time out.
Go ahead. Yeah, you do.
I really don't.
You go like this.
Not for nothing.
Yeah, you make the T
Time
sign.
out.
Yeah.
Now, Scott, don't say anything because I'm talking now. When it's your turn to talk, you can talk, but I'm talking now.
Yeah, and
Now,
what did he
how-
say? What was his whole rationale why he couldn't get in touch with the program director?
Wolf, what happens is you call the program director. Now, I know everybody got the commercial this morning. I know they got it.
Oh, so do you have confirmation?
Well, there's no way to confirm this. Because,
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Gary starts yelling at me, there's no way to confirm this, because he's hoping I'll say, all right, then forget it.
Yeah.
But that's not what I want. There's complete chaos with these commercials for 1-800-52-STERN. There's complete chaos, and I want him to make order out of the chaos. I mean, I should have just gone to Kathy and had her do it.
Yeah.
I forget it's Baba Booey. He wants to just schmooze with the guests. He
Oh,
wants
yeah.
to call up for guests.
That's right. All I do is lay on my back.
Yeah.
Boy, it's one big fan over here. People fanning me, giving me grapes. It's a party after you.
Wolf,
leave when I'm
there's
in
no way to
5 every
confirm.
day.
Listen to this. There's no way to confirm with the program directors.
Yes.
There's no way to confirm whether or not they're running the right
Well,
spot.
they're at lunch when Gary called.
Can you ask someone else? No.
There's nobody there. I'm
So
telling
wait till they get back. You mean they never come back, the program directors?
Let me tell you something.
What
We-
time do they leave? Tell me their schedule.
Some of them leave at 12
Yeah.
or 11:30.
And do they
they'll
ever come
back
back?
till 4, if at all.
Here's Kathy. What is it, Kathy?
Come on, Kathy.
Why is there a question?
What? I'm sorry.
No,
what?
it's done. It's done.
I
What?
spoke to all the program directors yesterday.
Yeah, no, Gary had to argue with me before we had you actually do
That
the work.
gave them time to get back, Howard.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Gary likes
He
to
was,
argue with
he
me.
was showing my ineptitude until you were able to grab hold of the situation and fix
See,
it.
here's the difference between you and Gary. I go in the room and I say, hey, Kathy, I need you to call the program directors and tell them to do something. And you go, okay.
You know
Gary
what?
has to
I'll
give me
tell
an
you something.
explanation.
I heard something in the office the other day that I haven't heard in the entire time that there's been a Stern organization.
And what'd you hear?
Kathy saying, should we have a form letter for
Yeah.
charities that write
Wait a
in
second.
asking for
Yeah. Oh,
donations?
Kathy's terrific.
That was
Kathy's great.
That was my idea.
That was Gary's. Gary told me.
Oh, Gary told you to do that?
Baba
Yeah.
Booey.
All right, good.
Now- 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 but wait a
So
second.
why don't you
Wait a
dictate
second.
one? Why is
Now-
Kathy coming to me?
Because
So dictate one to her.
Well, because that's up to you what you wanted to
You
say.
take shorthand, right? How many words a minute you take shorthand?
I don't know, 90 something.
Yeah, anything you say to her. Hey, write this down, Kathy. You ready? Here, take some shorthand. Watch this. Watch this.
Okay, wait. Sharpie.
All right, see if you can write this down. Right. Baba Booey's a big friggin' idiot
Oh.
who I can't stand anymore. All right, read that back to me.
Baba Booey is a big friggin' idiot that I can't stand anymore.
There it is.
She only wrote a B and got all that.
She
good. She good.
Totally efficient. No, but I made the mistake of talking to Gary about this. You should have heard the whole explanation. I wish you could have been there. You would have had the laugh of a century. You would have gotten right in on this,
She
Robin.
gets the laugh of a century over me when I'm just saying regular sentences.
No, it would have been just like, Wolf, I don't know. It's impossible to get
Hold it.
clearance on
Time
the.
out.
Hold it. Time out. There's impossible to find. I said, Gary, what time do they get back from lunch? Can't you get clearance from? No, boss, you don't understand how hard it is. I go, can't you call them from your house?
No idea.
Can't you give Kathy this? I go, and then I said to myself, wait a second, why am I arguing with this idiot? I go, Gary, don't tell me your problem. Get it done. And that shut you up finally. But you were like all upset. And you were like, nobody listens to me. Bob, I just can't dictate a letter to Kathy because
I can't dictate a letter.
You know more than anybody.
Because who will write it if I dictate it?
Nobody in this organization we're not allowed to go to the bathroom without your consent.
So he could read it after you dictated it.
Dictate it. Let me see your ideas. I'll correct it afterwards. Take a little initiative.
You're like Jackie. What's the use of writing it if you're like Jackie?
We don't even have policy. We haven't even figured out a policy. Are we going to send...
We got anything to do today, or I'll go.
Are we going to send charity something?
I'm going to
Anybody check with boss?
Quick, we're on someone else.
Yeah,
Back off.
so stupid.
You're getting me.
What a jerk.
We doing anything today, Bob?
So what's the deal? We gonna work or we gonna go home?
Well, I'm going to go home.
Well, okay, we'll all go home.
Yeah, why not?
May I?
One day he's going to be...
Hey, I got an idea. Let me throw it together with Fred. I'll get back to you on it.
Yeah.
Ganji, where's my pizza?
We're working today.
Is this entertaining, Cass?
It's great. I love this.
That's why Kathy came to work here.
I'm just waiting for mine to start. That's the only problem.
You're doing fine.
Well,
You got
let's see.
no...
I got yelled at by Gary today. And then,
Why?
And then Ronnie, and then I got a note.
Why'd you get yelled at by Ronnie?
No, for the Don Buchwald thing. I didn't have a car for you today yet.
Yeah, but you know what? That wasn't a yell thing because no one's ever told you to do that.
Right. Okay.
So what did Gary
I
yell
got a
about?
note. I got notes all over the place.
I gave Tobin a note. I would never yell at her.
No.
Believe me, I'm not kooky.
Yeah.
She's helping me. I'm not yelling at
I
her.
think Tobin wants to get yelled at.
I can't do it, man.
I just want to feel part
She's
of
encouraging it.
How come no one's yelling at me?
She sees us yelling at everyone else.
You don't want us yelling at you, believe me. It's nothing pleasant about it.
Okay.
Ask Fred.
It takes like 9 months, but
Yeah, there's a break-in period.
Yeah, you get right. Once they start, it doesn't end.
You'll screw up.
7.5 years they go on me.
Yeah, good. All right, goodbye. Well, I'm finishing the news. Let's go back and do something. You had to hear him yesterday. It was wild.
Wolf, it's unbelievable. You know, you're asking me to get... I just want to say one last thing. You're asking me to get in touch with these program directors about the spot, and I don't know how I'm going to do it because you can't get in touch with me. How am I supposed to get... Blah, blah, blah. I was just like, oh, I'm so exhausted from this guy.
He always loves you to know, understand just what he's going through.
Yeah, and I don't care. It makes no difference to me. I've got to inform these program directors that we changed the commercial.
There has to be some way to communicate.
I got a general manager who goes into the production studio by himself.
Did you ever talk to him?
Yeah, who changes my work. We're back to the original spot. Who goes in and changes my work without telling me because it was 2 o'clock and he didn't want to bother me, he says. No, he didn't want to bother me because I would have taken his head off. I got a general manager who does things on his own, so therefore I got to now send down the satellite all the commercials anyway. After I finally get Gary to call the program directors, now I got to have him recall them. It's mind-blowing. This time is unbelievable.
Baba Booey.
I got a team back there. It's frightening. Anyway, Robin, where were we?
We were in the middle of the news.
Well, believe me, that's the biggest news of the day, whether you know it or not.
There were a couple of other issues around the country that people were considering. In Maryland, there was a 61% approval of...
killing all gays.
No.
That's what will be the next one.
To uphold abortion. It was to guarantee that abortion would still be available in the state of Maryland, even if Roe versus Wade should fall.
So hard to vote on these issues. 61%, is that a lot of people? What is that?
And finally, in California, they had a right to die or a death with dignity bill.
Yeah.
And the voters of California said no to that referendum by about 54%.
Yeah.
So they don't want to die with dignity out in California.
No, I want to die the old-fashioned way.
With no dignity
No
whatsoever.
dignity whatsoever. I tell you something. If I get in a car accident, and they drag me in, Robin, okay? They call you because they know to call you right away.
There are parts of you laying all over the road.
Not even that. The only thing left that's alive is my ear. All right? It's laying there. My finger is the only thing left. All right? They drag me in. There's a pulse in my finger. They actually feel pulse. Everything else on me is dead, but there's a pulse in that finger. You keep it alive. You hook that finger up to a machine.
Oh, dear.
Keep it alive for the rest of its life. I want to live. I love
You're
it.
amazing. Now, I tell you, I just can't figure you out.
Robin, what is the
You
alternative?
keep telling me how miserable you are.
I am miserable.
You keep telling me that, you have these demons running around in your head.
Right.
That you're sick.
I got back problems.
You're miserable.
I'm ugly. No one likes me.
And that you're probably going to die early.
Right. I still want to live.
But if you get just torn apart
in a car accident,
you want your finger to stay alive.
I do. Because I don't know what the alternative is.
You don't want a humane death for that finger. Just put it out of its misery.
Keep me going. Hook me up to every machine in New York City.
And if you had to have every organ transplanted, you would do that too?
Oh, yes.
How far would you go?
Hook me up to a friggin' fax machine. I don't care what it takes. I don't want to die.
The quality of life means nothing to you.
Obviously.
You would want to live.
That's right.
Whether you were in a wheelchair, paralyzed from the nose down.
Why not? As long as I can blink my eye and talk to my kids. Just by blinking. They can hook you up to a computer.
I see.
Hello.
What?
Hello, BJ. Remember that? Don't you remember that on the Muscular? There was a guy on the Muscular Dystrophy telethon.
I didn't know what BJ was.
It was unbelievable. BJ was the kid's name.
Is that right? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
There was this guy. All he could do was blink his eye.
Yeah.
And they hooked his eye thing up to the computer.
Yeah.
So electronically he could speak by blinking it. It was like, and they built a car together, him and his son. It was
Right.
like,
But inside the house.
BJ, tune the car up. They had built the car in the house.
They can't get that car out of the house.
No, they got to dismantle it to get it out there. Dismantle the car, BJ.
So that would be okay with you?
You betcha.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, why not?
Irvin Magic Johnson back in the news. He's going to be on Primetime Live tonight. I guess they're going to update this interview because they had talked to Magic a few weeks ago when he was back in the NBA before his retirement.
I think Magic's whole plan is to keep going in the NBA and resigning from the NBA so they can keep asking him about it.
This is how he's going to keep AIDS awareness.
I wish he'd come on this show.
The public.
I'd give him an interview.
Why doesn't Magic Johnson come on this show?
Hey, Magic, come on. You got your people out there. Come on. Give me a call sometime.
He'll say tonight that he's not upset with teammate Karl Malone for speaking out against his return to the NBA.
Yeah.
He says, the guy was concerned. He respects his right to have an opinion.
Cool.
So he says, it was all the fear.
Real call.
He heard expressed around the league. He said this issue was never going to go away. So he decided to retire for that reason.
That's really cool.
He tells Oprah Winfrey, as a matter of fact. I don't know why he was talking to her.
Cool.
She's pretty cool.
I guess he's gonna be on her show on Monday.
Well, of course.
I just felt that all the years...
She's going to kiss his ass like no ass has ever been kissed.
That all year this would keep coming up. And I play basketball for the love and the fun of the game, to have fun. And I didn't think I would have fun this year, constantly having to go through this over and over again.
Yeah.
New study says that fat children...
Really fat.
Really cool fat.
Really
especially
cool.
Fat teenage boys...
Fat teenage boys, real cool.
Likely to come on this show and have their way with me.
Are likely to die earlier than their thinner classmates, no matter what their weight is later in life.
Call.
So it doesn't matter if you slim down after your teenage years.
Right.
That
Why
will
is that?
stay with you.
Because your health is affected.
Well, you're developing at that time.
It's the best age.
Most deaths are due to heart disease. And overweight teenage girls don't get off the hook either. They have more health problems in later life.
Cool.
But it doesn't necessarily result in their deaths.
Yeah.
So just remember that if you're a fat teen, you better lose that weight. Slim down now, because the repercussions go on forever. And
I'm always shocked by parents who let their kids get that fat. I'm always shocked by that.
Well, maybe you can't help it,
Sure
Howard.
you can.
What are you going to do?
No,
Tackle
Robin,
them when they get to the refrigerator?
I know how they get fat.
How?
A lot of these kids are rewarded with cookies when they're young. Oh, please be quiet. I'll give you cookies. I've seen it for myself.
Yeah, but nobody gives them enough cookies so that they weigh 300 pounds at the age of 12.
No, but they start to reward behavior with food.
But the kid then goes and gets the cookies themselves.
Well, what happens is, as a young... I'm talking about as early as the age of like 1.5. They start stuffing them with butter on the bread, cookies, fattening foods... And there's they don't give them any vegetables. They don't give them anything.
It's too hard to get the kids to eat vegetables.
And they don't regulate what they eat, but they can't blame anyone. At least with the radio, you can blame me for all the problems. They can't blame anyone but their own fat selves for doing it to their kids. I am telling you, these parents do it to the kids. They do it. And these kids start to eat like this. They're all fatzos. I've seen it for myself. I've seen it out there with all the yentas who hang out with my wife. They stuff the food into these kids' mouths. They have no regard for what it is. My daughter goes on a play date. They call it play dates now because you got to make a date actually to go play because everyone has to be driven around because all the perverts are are all over the streets. So you go on a play date, and my kid comes home. Guess what we had over in Lily's house? We had cookies, we had ice cream, and I'm going, what are you doing that for? The kids are playing. They don't even ask for this stuff, but they all want to come off like great moms.
Right. They want to be all seen as June Cleaver.
Yeah,
I'd
right.
like to go to her house.
Yeah, she's such a nice mom. Cookies, and I'm telling you, I knew moms like this when I was a kid. I used to come home to my mother, oh, man, Mrs. Wallaquach is a great woman.
I think my mother was one of these moms.
Yeah, she used to give us milk and cookies.
People love to come to my house and eat.
Yeah, egg rolls. I'm telling you, these moms used to feed us, and I thought they were like the greatest ladies. And it's like really kind of weird. It's really, it's bizarre. Because my kids come home, they're completely flying off the walls from all the sugar highs that they get over at these kids' houses. And then they get upset with us. How come we're not having ice cream? How come we're not having soda?
Yeah, you're a shrew, Dad.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I'm always perceived as a bad guy. My wife throws it off on me. Daddy doesn't approve of that.
Yeah.
I go, hey, Al. Here. Can we have a little family conference? How about talking about the fact that you don't approve either? Why are you making me to be the bad guy? You know what? Let the kids eat whatever they want. I don't want to be perceived as the bad guy here.
Let's huddle here.
Yeah, my wife really does that a lot to me. She undermines me.
Yeah.
Oh, all the time.
Well, you're supposed to be the bad guy. She has to be there with him all the time.
No, come on. What's this good cop, bad cop? I don't want to be perceived as the bad guy. It should be mommy and daddy don't want you to have soda and stuff.
Oh.
But she's always like, well, you know daddy. And all the kids, whenever they get soda finally, they flaunt it in my face. They show it to me. And I'm going like, hey, good, you can have soda. What do you want from me? I'm just trying to save your life. Yeah, it's like, yeah, here's the soda. And I'm like, oh, man, what am I, some kind of dirtbag?
You're the dad.
I'm like trying to be a good dad here. Because my mother used to blow me up with all kind of chicken fat. My mother used to put chicken fat in mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Chicken fat. She goes, this is chicken fat. I go, what about like butter? No, we put that in too, butter and chicken fat.
Oh, man.
And I was this big pudge. I was wearing stretch pants when I was like 15. A big fat lard ass from my mother's chicken fat. I tell you, the woman was completely out of line.
But nobody knew at that time.
We had pork chops, chicken fat. You wouldn't believe what we used to eat.
Nobody understood nutrition.
Fried chicken.
She has an excuse.
Why don't you shoot the chicken fat right into my arteries, Mom? My mother still doesn't know. She still does that with the kids.
She's not putting chicken fat on.
You got to put butter on that potato for the kids. I go, Ma, my kids are eating the potato without butter. Why are you doing that? Because you got to have taste. Butter's good. Butter's good. You got to have taste. I go, Ma, I don't approve of all this dairy for my kids. Oh, come on. And this goes on in front of the kids, and I look like an a-hole.
Why are you always fighting with everybody in front of the kids?
Because they do it. I don't. And I'm this guy who runs around the house who's this bad guy.
Yeah.
So sick of being the bad guy at the house. I want to be the good guy. I want to be
the bad guy everywhere. That was just thinking. You're the bad guy here.
When I was a camp counselor, I was considered a real bad guy. I had a counselor who used to let the kids do whatever they wanted. And I would come in. I was a really responsible guy. All the kids hated me. I never got one tip from any of the campers' parents. The campers hated my guts. But damn it, I did the right thing. And I knew it in my heart I did the right thing.
But why do you have to do it? Can't you do it with a velvet glove instead of a sledgehammer?
I don't do it with a sledgehammer.
But why does it...
Because the whole world is inappropriate and I am appropriate. I believe in having a meeting behind the scenes and having a game plan and sticking to it. Other people choose to bring it up in front of children. I don't. My wife will go, I'll say to my wife's sitting there pounding the butter into the potato. I go, honey, what are you doing? Come over here. I got to talk to you. Then she comes back in the room. Daddy doesn't want you to have the butter. Oh, come on. Come on. What are you... And then I bring my wife. I go, what are you, stupid? What are you saying? What do you mean Daddy don't want you to have the butter?
I can see why she's not on your side. You say, what are you, stupid?
Or should I say, what are you, stupid? That's what I say to her. That's a great question, too, because how do you answer that? Yes, I am stupid. That's how I used to answer.
Yes, I guess you're right.
My father used to always say to me, what are you, stupid? It's a tough one to answer. You got to ask that question before someone asks it of you. And what are you, stupid? You say yes, you say no. What do you... No. No, I'm not. You know, my wife is great. Daddy says you have to go to school, do homework, and brush your teeth. Mommy wants you to go chew gum and watch television. It's like I'm the bad guy. I'm painted to be the bad guy. And I see all these yentas who come over my house. My wife, you know, she has these friends, so-called friends. I've reminded her on many occasions the only reason they're her friend is because of me. They only want to find out what Howard Stern's up to. All they do is chatter about Howard Stern. They're obsessed out there with Howard Stern. Every minute with Howard Stern. My wife's finally learning. I've almost eliminated all her friends from her life. I refuse to see any couples. I refuse to leave the house on weekends. And I refuse to allow my wife to talk to me about her friends.
Oh, you don't even talk about it?
I will not even entertain it. My wife started talking to me about one of our friends is dating. You know who is dating. She's having dating problems. I said, don't tell me. I'm not interested. I don't want to hear about your friends. And they're dating. It's childish. It's immature. Woman's in her 30s. What is she dating? What is the problem? Don't play games. Go on a date. You like the guy, stay with him. You don't dump him. You're 30-some-odd years old. It's past playing games. I said, my wife, get out of here with that.
What are you, stupid?
What are you, stupid? My wife goes, you got to hear this one. Blah, dating this one. I go, you know what? I don't have to hear this. I don't want to entertain this. I'm not going to entertain it. They're all out there dating. And I said, I'm not going to entertain it. And they did, and they kissed right in front of the kids. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because to me, I've got common sense. I know how to raise children. I know how to conduct my life in a civil way.
Well, then why are you having all this trouble?
And I am putting all this energy into raising my children properly, and it kills me that all the other yentas aren't. I don't even like when my kids go on play dates. Because the other parents, let's have cookies, let's have soda. Hey, shut up. Get out of here, you dummy. I sit and listen to dates. I can't date. I don't have to listen to this. Send me on a date. Then you'll have plenty to listen to. Friggin' bitches with all their problems.
Are you finished?
No, I'm not.
Oh, gee.
You brought it up.
What are you, stupid?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not a hard ass on the kids. The kids are allowed desserts. They have this. Once in a while, I say, hey, let's have a fruit party. I try to make it fun. I go, okay, we'll all sit around the table and eat fruit instead of stupid ice cream. You need to put a little effort into it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're such a creative.
But my wife should be doing that. I hardly have time to do that. I hardly see the kids. So I don't have time for the fruit party. I say to my wife, why don't you give them fruit instead? So I walk in there in the middle of serving cookies, right? I say to my wife, why don't you have a fruit party with the kids? All right, Daddy wants a fruit party.
So she collects the cookies?
No. Then it becomes they eat the cookies, and then they're too... You see, the point is my wife should think of the fruit party. Just because I'm not there. Why is it? It's only when Daddy's there is the fruit party.
Yeah, it's like no fun because Daddy's going to make us eat fruit for dessert.
And I tell the kids how it'll build up their immune system, how Daddy used to get sick from all that garbage. Nobody cares. Listen, I tell the same thing to Jackie. He's still eating the garbage. Hell with you. God, wear finger
I
cuts.
haven't had a fruit party with Jackie.
Yeah. Jackie, want to have a fruit party with Daddy? Huh, Jackie?
No,
Jackie Joke Man?
I don't want to turn into the happy camper.
Yeah, you want a fruit party, Jackie Joke Man, with the finger cuts? Go ahead. That's it, Robin. Go ahead. What else you got there?
Leona Helmsley will have to stay in jail.
That dumbass.
Oh, jeez.
That woman's got $1 billion. She's worrying about $1 million.
She was rejected.
Good.
Yesterday, she made a plea for parole before she completes at least 1/3 of a prison term of about, I guess she got 4 years.
Hey, remember how Harry couldn't live without her?
Well, he seems to be doing fine, doesn't he?
Harry, I saw him at a party last night, I think. Harry Helmsley can't live without Leona.
She's not eligible for parole for 16 months, but she entered last April. She made a special plea, and the judge rejected it, said she still has to do her time.
Yeah.
Also,
Let me tell you something. That guy, Harry Helmsley, the best thing ever happened to him was locking up that wife of his. Boy, is he a lucky guy. He was born under a good sign. And I thought he's so sick he couldn't, he was about to drop dead. He's so sick he couldn't go on trial.
Well, who knows what he's up to?
I bet he feels better than I do.
The Presbyterian Church has turned down a homosexual minister, a lesbian minister. She was appointed by some church up in Rochester.
But of course.
The Reverend Jane Spar.
I gotta understand something. Is this Catholic church?
No, Presbyterian.
Presbyterian Church. The Presbyterian Church is based on certain archaic religious fundamental issues. If you're going to be a Presbyterian, you can't change that. You're not allowed to change it. That's the religion. The religion says no females as reverends. Am I correct? Is that what the religion says?
No. They have female reverends. They just don't have lesbians.
Well, there you go.
Out practicing lesbians.
That's it. So start a new religion. That's what I tell the lesbians. Pray to the god Lesbos. What's the difference which god you pray to? Make up a god. Everybody else does. Look at the Scientologists. They're praying to a test tube. They're praying to what? You know what they're praying to? A science fiction writer. Why don't you make up a god? Call it the lap god. It lives in the lap of women. Pray to that. Why do lesbians put themselves in a position of trying to inject themselves into an organized religion that is based on being anti-homosexual?
I don't know. They just want to.
Start your own lesbo religion.
Something about that old-time religion.
You're damn right. You can start your own. You have your own religious songs. Lesbian songs you could have for religion. Hey, here's this song. They sing at Lesbian Church.
When I walk down the street, it's right there in front of me. It's a great big poster on the telephone pole, and it says female mud wrestling.
Female mud wrestling.
Female mud wrestling. When I turn on my TV, there's always a segment that offends me, and that's the one on female mud wrestling.
Shut that off. That's stupid. Worst song in the history of this song. I said shut that off.
So anyway, she's not going to get to be a minister. They drummed her out.
Come on, Robin. I got to get home and see Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, I see. Everybody's faxing you about that today.
I got it on tape. I can't wait.
Oh, boy.
Dylan finally confesses his love for the blonde.
Yeah, I saw that in the... in the preview. So he tells her he loves her?
Yeah, hot teenage girls all going after this one guy. Boy, that, I go, boy, if that could have been my life in high school. I watched that.
What a life, huh?
I'll tell you something, I wish they had that show on when I was in high school. That's how I would have played it.
You're living vicariously through it.
Yeah, boy. Send me back to high school. I know how to do it now. I'd be mysterious. First thing I'd do is I get a nose job. And
you
I'd be,
would.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
put yourself under the knife.
And I'd be real mysterious.
Would your mother have gone for that?
No, my mommy never let me even wear jeans to school.
Also in the news,
I'm going home. I have a Beverly Hills 90210 and a fruit party with the kids. Woo! Come on, everybody.
You let your kids watch 90210?
No, I don't let them watch that.
See there, you're such a prude.
My daughter loves 90210 and she's never seen it. She loves it. She has 90210 trading cards.
Why won't you let her see the show?
Because there's too much sexuality in it.
What do you mean sexuality?
They're kissing and laying all over the floor.
With that?
I don't approve of the children seeing this.
Oh, geez.
That's
Howard.
I don't want them to. I watch that show. That's my special show. I don't want to share that with the kids.
Friends watch it?
No, except for the parents who don't even watch what their kids are supposed to be watching.
But what's wrong with seeing some people kiss?
There are adult themes in the show.
What is the
There are issues of whether to sleep together. There are confusing
and
issues.
these are all things that your children are going to have to confront one day.
Robin, those are all things your children have to confront one day. Why don't you have a baby and let them watch 90210? Now, please, leave me alone. Now, I don't want the kids watching 90210.
I'm shocked at you.
They watch Nickelodeon.
Why couldn't you watch it with them?
I am not going to be put in an uncomfortable position.
No, we're going to close off the world.
Daddy's laying there with a boner. I don't want to be.
Let them live in a bubble.
No, they're not living in a bubble. At the appropriate age, they can watch 90210.
What would that be, Daddy?
12 or 13.
You watch it.
Then it'll be an old show. Dylan will be 105 years old.
Tufsky Nufsky.
You watch it with your pants down.
Nufsky Tufsky. I don't even watch Beverly Hills 90210 with my wife. I watch it alone.
She's too young for this show.
No, because it's my show. It's my religion. All those young girls with those young guys, forget about it.
You're amazing.
Oh, man. Put me on the set.
Is it good? I never watched it. Is it good?
Oh, yeah, man. Tori Spelling, forget about a hot little body like that. She wears little mini outfits.
Mini outfit.
Jackie and I sit back there and watch porno movies for hours after the show. Is it good? If I tell you to watch it, watch it.
All right.
I can understand not letting them watch porno flicks with you, Howard. But a silly little TV show.
Jackie, I never steered you wrong. Watch that.
All right.
They're making out on the beach and stuff, and
What's wrong with making out?
Hey, you guys, I don't see either one of you raising the America's future. Watch whatever you want with your kids. I'm not watching it with my kids. It's not necessary. First of all, it's 8 o'clock. It's past their bedtime. We set a whole new bedtime for the kids.
What is that?
Well, my wife, that's another one. She complains they're up all night, and then they're too tired to wake up in the morning. I said, you put them to bed too late.
Well, what time are they going to bed?
The kids?
Yeah.
She was getting them in. I see the other night I come down, I couldn't sleep. It's like 10:30 at night. The kids are running around.
Really? On a school night?
But you already put them to bed. They don't know how to get to. They go, we don't know how to get to sleep. I go, this is what you do. Close the door, and you're not allowed to come out of your room.
And then you'll go to sleep.
And then you'll go to sleep. You're busy running around, and they're allowed to read books in bed. I said, no books, no nothing. You lay there like a lamox, like my father made me lay there.
Tell them how you get to sleep.
Yeah. None of their
Come
business.
here, Daddy. I'll show you how to get to sleep.
Watch Daddy get to sleep. No, so I said to my wife, I said, you know, honey, it's a very simple problem. She goes, I don't know what I'm going to do. The kids drive me nuts. I said, put the kids to bed at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock?
Get them in the bed at 7 o'clock. If they want to watch TV, let them watch a little bit, let them relax, but let them get ready for bed at 7 o'clock. So by 8 o'clock, they're at least in the mode to go to bed.
Oh, man.
She's getting them ready at 8 o'clock. They're not getting into bed till 9 o'clock.
Yeah, everything's out of control over there.
You're not kidding, boy. Let me set things straight. Let me get the house in order, but I'm too busy. I can't sit now. You know what I say to her? Do whatever you want. Leave me alone. Because I'm not going to be the one to come down and tell the kids to go to bed. You already got me being the bad guy with the food.
Sheesh. Now they're going to bed at 7 o'clock?
Oh, they don't go to bed. They don't go to bed at 7 o'clock. You have to prepare them for bed. So start thinking about bed. Everybody's running around. 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. It's too late for the kids. I got a first grader.
Well, I agree that 10 o'clock is a late night.
If you can't go to bed by 9 o'clock by getting into bed at 8 o'clock, start getting ready for bed at 7 o'clock. Get your jammies on.
But you have all these activities in the bed. They don't know what the bed's for.
Right. Ah, thank you. Anyway, come on. Let's get done with this. Let's get over this.
Al D'Amato is hinting that he may run again for public office.
He just won. What is he worried about?
You know, he said that this was the last time he was running.
Yeah.
And now he's saying, well, you should never say never.
I'm glad he's saying that. We want him to be in there trying to win our favors. That's good. Let's hope he runs for re-election.
No, I'm just sitting here just looking.
Go ahead.
Just reporting on what's going on. Elton John and Bernie Taupin have just signed a deal.
You know, people do that all the time, Robin. Don't try to put down Senator Al.
I'm not putting down anyone, Howard.
Our own
you
Jackie,
know what? I am incredibly objective.
Our own Jackie Martling said he was done here 5 times, and he's still here.
That's true.
Can't get rid of him. All right. Anything else, Robin?
Elton John and Bernie Taupin are going to be very rich. Yesterday, they signed a publishing contract worth $39 million.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean it's worth $39 million? What do they have to do for $39 million?
I guess they sold them their songs.
Oh, I see. They sold their publishing for $39 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of KY, Elton. Coming in with you.
And what's on TV today?
Come on, Robin. What is on TV?
Donahue will talk to people who want to know how they can improve their sex lives.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the commercials for that on TV? You talk about me getting bagged by the FCC. You had to see these commercials.
Really?
Are you having sex ever with your wife? When is the last time you had sex with your wife? When is the last time the two of you had sex with your wives? Find out on Donahue how to have sex. Can you imagine? And they're after me. You know, there is a double standard. There's a guy who wrote an article in the paper. He says there's a double standard for TV people and for radio people.
Yes.
I don't get it.
Somehow TV people are responsible with TV. They tell their children what to watch and when to watch, and they watch it with them.
Yeah.
But radio, boy, it's out of control.
Out of control. Nobody tells anybody what to do with that.
Nobody can handle radio.
Right.
Oprah Winfrey, people who say they were sexually abused by their mothers.
Well, I'm on it today, by the way.
You didn't tell me you were going to do the Oprah show.
This woman nagged me and beat me with a stick.
That's not sexual abuse. Primetime Live. I told you Magic Johnson will discuss his second retirement from the NBA.
Another retirement?
Yeah.
Boy, this guy knows how to milk retirement. He's like Frank Sinatra. Comes out every once in a while.
Constantly retiring.
He's constantly retiring, and nobody cares.
So that's what's happening.
All right, Robin, listen, as we give the plugs here, Gary, get Chips Enough on the phone. Enough's Enough. It's a great rock band. They're putting together a video for our fans in Chicago. If you want to be a part of Enough's Enough's video, why don't you get Chip on the phone? Meanwhile, I'll tell you that Jackie the Joke Man Martling tomorrow night is going to have a big show at the New York Comedy Shop.
Yeah.
That'll be in Parsippany, New Jersey. For dirty jokes and info, call the all-new 516-922-WINE. And next Thursday, November 12th, he'll be at Bananas Comedy Club in the Fort Lee Holiday Inn in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Go try and stump the Joke Man. Boy Gary this Friday night at Buddy's Sports Lounge on Merrick Road in Wantagh, and this Saturday night at the Nassau Coliseum for Long Island Custom Car Show.
Baba Booey.
By the way, don't miss Stuttering John at the Hop in Totowa, New Jersey this Saturday night, November 7th. Join Scott the Engineer every Friday for Classic 70s Disco Night at the Country Club, 209 East 85th Street. And if you need a mobile DJ for your wedding or Christmas party, call Rocket Entertainment from anywhere, 718-BAG-5040. He's a member of the American DJ Association.
Ooh.
Scott's got the longest plug. Jackie's is even shorter.
That means he's an authority on spinning records.
1-800-52-STERN. Make sure you dial. Get Bongo Fiesta. They're in the mail to you. If anybody was holding off on ordering because they wanted to make sure they were in the mail, they're coming at you.
It was very funny yesterday. One of the higher executive secretaries was speaking to Scott about the Christmas party and saying, will you be doing the disc jockey? And he said, well, my company will do it, but I can't guarantee that it'll be me. Tom was standing there. I said to Tom, do you think that'll be less money or more money?
Yeah, I'd pay more. What is it? Is he on the phone?
Yeah, Chip's wife answered the phone when I called.
All right.
Oh, we should talk to her.
Yeah, good idea.
Hey, little buddy.
Hey, little buddy.
Hey,
what?
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Oh, my.
What's the matter with your phone?
Nothing. I just got Donnie on.
Oh, you got Donnie on there?
Yeah. Hey, Howard.
Hey, man. Hey, let me just...
Bro? Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago, man.
Let me tell you something. For those of you in Chicago, one of the biggest insults that Chicago ever committed against fellow Chicagoans is the fact that this great band, Enough's Enough, fabulous band, a Chicago-based band, has never been on the radio in Chicago. Which shocks me. I've been a big fan of these guys, and they've tried to get on Chicago radio before, and they can't.
You're kidding.
These are guys who are not only great personalities, they come on the show and make us laugh, but they are fabulous musicians. When is your new album coming out?
It should be out January 26th is the release date right now.
Now, you can't tell from Chip's voice on the phone that he's a great musician.
Why is that?
He's doing his Bill Clinton impression. Listen to him, man.
That's my pipes, man.
It's Bill and Ted with amplifiers, I'm telling you. But
hi, Robin.
Good morning.
Hey, I hear your wife's there.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to that laugh.
So you're home with your wife?
We're hanging right now, man. We just got done writing a song for Home Alone 2 that didn't make it.
So you can't really talk with your wife there, huh?
Sure I can talk.
I mean, you can't talk about girls and stuff.
Everything I can talk. There's nobody here. What are we talking about?
Can we get your wife on the phone? I'll ask her about some of this.
Madonna?
Yeah.
No, we can't ask her about that. She doesn't like that.
All right, listen, look, you guys are shooting your video?
Yeah, we're shooting a video, as a matter of fact, on December 2nd, and we're going to be doing it over at, I think it's December 2nd, I'm not sure, but it's going to be at the Vic Theater early December, and we're going to do a thing for the Homeless to Canned Food Drive.
Yeah.
We thought it'd be kind of cool and get all the fans out there and get everybody involved because we're going to shoot the video not only for MTV, but also for ABC in concert.
So anybody who goes to this particular concert will be able to be a part of your video?
We'll be a part of the video. We'll be... You could get in it. We'll be in the stores with us on MTV, on in concert, all of it.
All right, so when is the date for this concert?
Right now, the tentative date is December 2nd.
And how do we get involved in this? How do we get involved in the tickets?
I'm going to do something. Bob's going to give me all the particulars. Bob Brigham's going to give me all the particulars real soon. And
so you mean you called?
You guys called to tell us that you're thinking about doing something.
But I thought you were calling in so that you could promote this, so we could get all your fans to show up in Chicago for the taping.
Okay, let me be honest. Okay, you want a little bit of dirt? I didn't want to mention this. Okay.
Go ahead.
Last week we had a video all sewed up with the Director of the Year, Rolling Stone, John McNaughton, did Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, all these different things.
Yeah, I know him.
Okay, the guy ends up going. We talked to him in his office and everything. Everything was concrete. Got a call a couple days later saying we don't have enough. He wanted more money for the video. So we went back to Ariston. Ariston said, yeah, we'll give you guys more money, no problem. We're going to make this great video. And the guy just got cold feet, man. He wasn't hungry anymore for it. We thought he was our friend. He blew us out of the water.
How much money? How much money was he looking for?
He wanted $100,000.
Yeah. Well,
which is cool because all the videos we do are that much money anyway. But we said, you know what, we want to make a video a little bit cheaper this time.
Right.
We didn't want to mortgage our pads this time.
Right. So for $100,000, he could make the video and all that.
For $100,000, he can make the video, but you know, Rick Krim, my buddy at MTV, is not going to guarantee it's going to get played. It's got to be an unbelievable video.
Right.
And everybody else over at MTV's got to really dig it too.
Radio's got to bring it home.
Radio's got to bring it home.
No offense, I wouldn't use that guy to make a rock video, to be honest with you. Because
we've never made one before. This is the first time we thought...
Yeah, why are you going out with a guy who's never made one?
I mean, your whole career is banking on MTV playing this video. My thought is, this is a guy who, I've seen his film, while it was effective, a Portrait of a Serial Killer. It was not a great-looking piece of film.
Have you seen The Borrower? Or?
Yeah, it was very amateurish looking.
Right.
I mean, in my humble opinion, I think you guys need a little bit slicker product for MTV.
Well, we had Ralph Zeman and Benji Howell doing 3 of them, and we thought, well, we go back to them guys again, but maybe it's time. We got a new record company, new...
No, you should get new guys.
New to come in.
Absolutely.
Look at who won the MTV Awards last year and get those guys.
Let me tell you something. Want to hear a story?
Yeah.
Dee Snider had to put out a video, right? And he didn't want to do it for a lot of money either. So he was watching the MTV Awards. You know that guy who won for Best Rap Video? What it was? I can't think of the guy's name. There was a rap group. It was like 19 people got up on stage to accept this award. It was a group called Southern Harmony or something.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Dee hired them. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, you know. I got to tell you, I saw this video. It was wild. I mean, wild. Something completely different for Dee. And I thought he looked great in it. And I also thought it was very political and all that stuff. And it came off kind of neat. It was Arrested Development. Wasn't that the group?
Arrested Development, that's what it was.
No, maybe it wasn't Arrested Development.
Yeah, that's the one with all the people on stage that accepted the award.
Nah, I don't know
That was
about
a big video for them.
I don't know. I got to look into that. I forget which this guy directed. But anyway, the point is, get yourself somebody who's, won an MTV award. Somebody who did something interesting, and get them. What are you messing with the guy who did Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer?
Well, because we thought we'd take a different approach here. We've never known.
Yeah, but why are you taking an approach with a guy?
You do that when you got some pads, that people are going to play your video anyway.
Yeah, you're absolutely
At least
right.
look at a guy who.
Fartsy idea.
Yeah, look at a guy. I don't mind artsy fartsy, but look at a guy who's done artsy fartsy and does it right.
Right.
He's got to show you a sample of his work.
Right. Well, his partner Steve Jones is real sharp. We used to do Captain Crunch commercials together, so we thought maybe we could make some magic here.
Well, I got to admit,
I think you're thinking too hard.
that Captain Crunch stuff was good. I got to tell you that.
Thank you.
Because I love these guys. I'd like to see them have a big hit.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
I am telling you, if you get an Enough's Enough album, you're hearing great music. The problem is the MTV generation hasn't been turned on to them yet because the video thing hasn't happened. Am I right?
Well, I don't want to, I hate to think that without MTV that we're totally doomed, because, there is radio and there's the street taking the music to the streets, but...
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
It does help. There's 50 million people a day watching MTV. It does help to have a video on played once or twice a day.
Yeah, it would help. So what I'm saying is, let me, you know what, you boys consult with me.
Call Rick Krim for us and tell him, bang this video.
Who is that?
Rick Krim, our buddy on MTV.
No, get a good video.
Yeah, you don't have a video.
Don't call anybody. They'll be calling you.
You haven't, you don't have to bang this video. You're going to have a good video. You got to get someone who made a good video. Don't get the same old guys.
We're looking at different cats right now, Howard.
You know who's a good guy? Chuck Malunch. You ever hear of him?
No.
Either Chuck Malunch or Luke Atmacrotch. You know who's a good video director? Ben Denspreadum.
Oh.
Hey, Howard, you want to do a cameo in the video?
No.
Okay.
I got my own thing going.
What, Fart Man?
Yeah. I might have you boys write some music for that.
Absolutely. We'd be honored to, bro.
All right.
Yeah, I got one called Silent but Deadly.
Well, listen, you guys. Call me back when you have the date for the video taping and all of that.
So you're not doing that?
This is really nice, Howard, that you're here in Chicago. We got a lot of...
we are, Rob, and that's our new plan is. We're doing the new idea is we're going to do the live gig. We're going to have some studio shots, the live stuff, and hanging and stuff like that.
But you have no director?
Yeah, we got a director.
Well, we're talking to some guys.
I have no idea.
It's always confusing. You know what it is? They're smoking tons of weed, and they have no idea what they're saying. Tell the truth, you guys are smoking weed right now.
Right now we are.
Yeah.
Right now. Right this second I am, right now.
I know something's going on there.
Listen,
they're probably tripping is what they're doing, and they're making no sense. You guys tripping?
No, we haven't done that in a while.
Oh. But there they are. Enough's Enough. They're a great band.
So call us when you have something definitive to say, something concrete.
And Chicago, you ought to get behind this band. These guys live right in your neighborhoods, and
these are your guys.
They're good dudes.
Just give everybody our addresses.
Yeah, if you see some goofy guys,
we're smoking weed. Tell them where we're at.
And if you see some goofy guys walking around in like giant hats and Beatles sunglasses and stuff, those are the guys. Say hello to them.
Howard, we're in Boy Howdy Cream magazine this month in the back.
Cool.
Mark Petrarca took
That's really cool.
Love him.
That's real cool.
All right, you guys.
Well, welcome to Chicago, man. We're glad you're here. It's the only thing that you come into Chicago now and have your brothers on.
Yep.
Enough's enough.
Enough's enough, man. Number one.
Give everybody my best, Stutter and John. And
Gary, I did
over there. Tell them we love them.
I was doing a photo shoot for the E! Network the other day, and they had a big boombox thing there. So Ralph had all the Enough's Enough music. So while I'm doing the shoot, like, you know, those fashion photography things.
That was the music you were listening to?
So I said, put on some Enough's Enough, because Ralph's a big fan of theirs, too.
Yeah.
So he's a fan of whatever I'm a fan of.
Of course, Ralph is you.
Right.
Ralph does you in his basement.
Right. So if Ralph gets a big mask of me and runs around as me. So he had that on, and I did the whole photo shoot to Enough's Enough.
Did you?
Yeah, the first album I did it to.
Cool.
Yep.
We hail you, man.
How was your vibe?
The vibe was beautiful, but the director kicked the tape deck.
Oh, no.
Why?
He's not cool.
He wasn't hailing us, huh?
He was, no, he was, as a matter of fact. He was hailing you guys. He was really cool.
He was really cool.
Real cool.
Real cool.
Cool as could be.
As cool as could be.
So cool.
Jackie's okay. His fingers are still attached to his hands.
He's
cool. All right, man. We got to go.
All right, you guys.
I love you, man.
All right, love you too.
Enough hails you.
Bye, guys.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, Rob.
Bye-bye.
You know, when Chip gets excited, it sounds like the Exorcist on the phone. All Chicago hails you. All Chicago hails you. All Chicago hails you. Goodbye. No, because those guys smoke way too many cigarettes, and then they perform and they lose their voices and stuff.
They're hysterical.
But Chicago, you got to get behind that band. They're good. Enough's Enough. I like them. And our stupid radio station that we're on ought to get behind them. I think the FM one plays music. Okay, we're going to go now. We did the plugs. We did everything, right?
Yep, we're out of here.
We're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
This is Pete Fornatale on 92.3 K-Rock. Make sure